22-year-old Crystal Rivera is suing her ex-boyfriend, Robert Sipe, for a loan to travel to Florida. Robert says he wanted to help with the hurricane relief.
Miss Rivera, you're a student?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you?
I just graduated.
You just graduated
Yes.
from college?
Yes.
How old are you?
22.
Mr. Sipe, what about you?
Oh, I'm a salesman.
How did you meet him?
I actually met him on my 21st birthday party.
Somebody brought him?
Yes.
And according to you, you started to date Mr. Sipe
Yes, ma'am.
and loaned him $1,250. At some point, he did pay you back $400, leaving a balance of $850. Mr. Sipe says, while he acknowledges that you gave him $1,250, he says that's exactly what it was. It was a gift, and he only gave you $400 because he wanted to help you out, right?
Correct.
Well, since we're getting rid of the issue of whether or not the money was passed from Miss Rivera's hands to yours, why don't you tell me, Mr. Sipe, when did you take this money from Miss Rivera?
A couple weeks before I was leaving for Florida.
When was that? I don't know when you were leaving for Florida, sir. It wasn't on my social calendar.
I understand that. I completely understand that. In August, early September.
What's the matter? That too nasty for you?
No. That was delightful.
Go ahead.
Yeah, she offered me, well, she claimed that she offered me $850.
Listen to me, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you live?
In Arkansas.
And what were you going to Florida for?
To clean up the hurricanes, relief.
You were going to volunteer?
No, I had a contractor. I was trying to get down there.
So you had a job there?
Yes, ma'am. Well, in the process.
And what did you need money for?
Travel expenses, hotel expenses, food expenses.
Had a job?
At that point, no, I didn't.
Well, neither did she. She was a student.
That was a gift that she gave me. I don't know her business.
How long did you know her before you asked her for this money?
Maybe a week.
Shh, shh, shh.
She offered it to me.
What did you tell her to inspire her to offer you this money, Mr. Sipe?
I was just telling her my story that I needed to get down there, and she offered it to me. I wasn't inspiring her, nothing.
You must have been inspirational.
I don't know what it was. She offered it to me, and I said thank you.
Well, Mr. Sipe, let me suggest this to you, sir. You are almost 10 years her senior. She's a student. You're an adult. You're supposed to be employed. You take money from a student who has no money, because according to her, this was money that her parents had given her for books. She went and sold her books in order to give you this money because you had to get. I'm speaking. Listen to me. I'm speaking. When my mouth moves, yours doesn't.
Yes, ma'am.
So that would suggest to me that something is off with your moral compass. Taking money from somebody that you met for a week, knowing that she doesn't have a lot of money. I'm speaking.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm telling you, that would suggest to a stranger that you're a taker. That's a given. You're a taker. If she, in fact, offered you this money and just said, I want you to take it, it's a gift. So now I want you to tell me, what epiphany did you have at some point? What finding of religion did you have that inspired you to give her $400?
Good deed.
He's cute.
It's the truth,
He's
though,
cute.
ma'am.
He's cute.
It is the truth.
To somebody, but not to me, Mr. Sipe.
That's fine, but it is
not
the truth.
to me, sir.
It is the truth, though.
Let us say that I believe you for a moment, that she was smitten with you, because that would be the only reason she would give you money. If she wasn't romantically interested in you, she wouldn't have given you the money, right?
Well, I wanted to help the people in the hurricane.
You wanted to help the people in the hurricane?
Well,
she's also mentally challenged.
I understand.
I mean, I can understand helping the people in the hurricane. Send them $1,250. Don't give it to him.
right.
He didn't even end up going.
Right.
Right?
Correct.
Take your money and send it to the Red Cross.
I've actually started a nonprofit corporation to help the people from
Well,
the
that's
previous
fine.
hurricane.
He's not a nonprofit organization. Nowhere to send your money. In what month did you give her $400?
I would say in October, November.
Had she called you and asked you for the money?
No, ma'am. I just offered it to her.
A good deed.
A very good deed. Yes, it is.
We're going to have another good deed.
And then
Judgment
a
for the
week.
plaintiff in the amount of $850. That's all.
Jonathan Pasquinelli says former live-in girlfriend Laura Weathers owes for rent and bills while he was deployed in Iraq.
Bert, would you get the defendant a sweater, please, or have her go outside and get herself a sweater?
Okay.
She looks cold to me. We'll be with you in a moment, sir. Oh, that's much better. Much, much better. Mr. Pasquinelli, according to your complaint, you and Miss Weathers lived together for a period of time. You rented an apartment together, you were splitting the bills. And then you were deployed to the Gulf.
Yes.
And it was your arrangement with the defendant that she was going to stay in the apartment, that you would continue to pay half the rent, and she would pay half the rent, and she would pay all the utilities since she was living in the apartment.
Yes.
You returned from the Gulf and found that she had not paid the rent, that the utilities were never paid, and according to you, she owes you a bundle of money.
Yes.
The defendant says that she only lived in the apartment for 5 months after you left, and you agreed to cover her rent because she was a little short, and in addition, she never received the utility bills. They went directly to your parents' house. That's your defense?
That's correct.
All right. When did you move into the apartment together, Miss Withers?
November.
What was your financial agreement?
That we would split the rent and the utilities while he was
How much was
away.
your share of the rent?
$675.
Is that correct, sir?
No, it was actually $575.
And how long did you pay the $575?
Up through January, February.
Through January. When were you deployed to the Gulf, sir?
January 17.
Now, what about the utilities? Did you pay half of the utilities up until he went away?
I did.
Is that correct, sir?
Yes, she did.
Now, how did your agreement change, Miss Weathers, when he left for the Gulf and he was no longer living there?
I actually ended up getting a DUI because my truck broke. I had a tire. It was a brand new truck, and he had said that while I was paying my $3,000 lawyer and all my fines and my truck, that I wouldn't have to pay and that we would do it. I would get it back
just
to
look
you
at me.
eventually.
And what?
That it was until I was able to. I could just pay what I could.
Was there a full sentence there someplace that I didn't hear?
I don't know how to break it down exactly.
Try speaking in a full sentence, you know, with a beginning and a middle and an end and a start and a finish.
I would just pay what I could when I could.
There you go. That wasn't
There you
hard,
go.
was it?
It was fun.
So how much did you pay?
$300.
When did you deposit $300?
February.
Show me.
I know he has his bank statement he can prove. I even called his mother to get his bank information.
Well, if you called his mother to get his bank information, that means that what you were doing is you were paying the entire rent out of his bank account. Is that right?
Oh, before he left, he gave them checks in full.
Really?
Yes, Your Honor.
How was she supposed to pay her half?
I left her deposit slips from my bank account to deposit it directly into my checking account.
So it was all taken out of your bank, and
Yes.
she never deposited any money. She says in February she deposited $300. I'm just curious. Do you have any indication of that?
I don't, but I will deposit that money.
So your agreement now, according to you, now that we got a full sentence, Miss Withers, was that when you could, you would pay him back.
That's correct.
After the $300, when did you start paying him back?
I didn't.
Why?
Because we were talking, and it was just pretty much that whenever I could pay it, I would, and at the time, I couldn't. So eventually, you know, we would just come out in the end. I have an email.
There's a sentence there.
It's coming.
There's a sentence there. I know it's coming.
It's coming. I have an email. There's the sentence from him.
I have an email. That's perfect. 4 words. Sounds just about right.
I thought so. Just basically him saying that he knows that I can't pay it, and eventually we will get through it.
Well, that's pretty much what you said. I don't know what was awesome. Something was awesome before we got to the rent.
Oh, we did thousands of emails, so the headlines were a little wacky.
Oh, I see. And he does indicate here, I know you are trying and doing what you can, and I know you'll get me when you can. So what are you doing now, Miss Withers?
Now I don't understand.
What are you doing now?
In regard to paying him back,
In regard to your life, what are you doing?
I'm an accountant.
An accountant. That's a good thing. So you deal in numbers.
Correct.
And who do you work for?
I was working for Quintera. Right now I'm in between.
How are you supporting yourself again?
Well, unemployment.
Who is this?
This is Anthony
Anthony. I assume Anthony has a last name?
Palazzo.
And what does Anthony do?
He's also an accountant. He's my boyfriend.
Do you live together?
Correct.
So now you're paying the bills.
Yes.
Not like that at all. This is...
Just a second. Good for you.
That's not the case. Don't make it look like that, because that's not the case.
Looks like the case to me. Looks like he went overseas. I'm sure it wasn't easy over there, and he's expecting you to do the right thing. Instead of doing the right thing, you got yourself drunk. You had an accident with your car. It's not his fault that you had to pay $3,000 in lawyers and fines and everything else that you had to pay because of your own irresponsible behavior while he was away. And so my question is, when do you expect to start paying him back? He expected you to pay him back.
Actually, before he did this, I had set it up where I would be paying him $300 a month, and he was okay with it. And the next thing I know, I'm getting this in the mail. Right after we had had a phone conversation, I had given him $100 just for that week because he had come back.
What did she say when she gave you the $100?
She didn't deliver it to me, her boyfriend did.
And what did he say?
He didn't really say much.
Stand up. Anthony.
Yes.
What did you say when you delivered the $100?
I was just the carrier. I was just dropping it off, gave him the 100.
Good. So you had a conversation with Miss Withers. Is that right?
Correct.
And what did Miss Withers tell you about the $100?
She said that she owed him $100, drop it off after work. And on my way home from work, I just dropped it off, didn't have any conversation.
Anthony.
Yes.
If my girlfriend with whom I was living, or my boyfriend with whom I was living, said to me, here, take $100 to my ex-boyfriend, I owe it to him, I would ask, what for? Unless you're a drone and just do
no,
things
I knew
as you're
she
told.
owed him money.
Okay. Now,
But
what did
she
you...
couldn't
Stop
afford it, though.
speaking.
Okay.
You knew she owed him money.
Yes.
Is that because she told you she owed him money?
Yes.
She owed him.
She did not tell me exact amount.
What did she tell him she owed the money for?
She didn't tell me either. I just
And
knew.
you didn't ask?
I didn't ask.
You are some inquisitive guy.
Thanks. Thanks.
You're only interested in the important things, right?
That's correct.
Oh, that's right. I'm not going there. Anthony, what do you do for a living, sir? You're an accountant?
I'm actually a financial advisor.
So you're not a dummy, right?
No, I'm not.
If my girlfriend said to me, I owe my ex-boyfriend money, you would say, what do you owe money for, honey? How much do you owe him? Did you have a payment schedule? What are you going to do? Those are the questions that a normal person would ask. Now, you, Anthony, look like a relatively normal person. Yeah. So don't play games with me, sir. Do we understand each other?
We do.
You don't want me to embarrass you, do you?
No.
Any more than I have done already? I'm capable of it, you know.
Okay.
Now, when did you have a discussion with her about how much and what she owed him the money for?
We really never discussed how much she owed. I just knew that she owed him money, and that was it. I didn't really want to know how much. I didn't want to get involved because I didn't want to get in the middle between money because I know how people act around money, so.
You didn't want to be responsible.
Correct.
Now, Anthony.
Yes.
That's smart.
Thank you.
Because if you say, how much do you owe, and she tells you, the temptation might be there to say, let me give it to you because I don't want you to have any connection with him anymore.
Correct.
So you didn't do that.
I didn't want to know. And
why didn't you want to know, Anthony?
Because I didn't want to know how much it was. It could have been a lot, it could have been a little. I didn't want to know.
Well, you said I didn't want to know 3 times, and so I'm asking you, why didn't you want to know? Weren't you curious?
No.
Weren't you a little curious?
I was not. Not at all.
When were you deployed, sir? In January?
January 17th.
When did you get home?
July 31st.
So she was there ostensibly for 5 months, is that right?
I don't know when she left.
I don't care when she left.
Me
She
either.
was there for 5 months.
Fine.
That she owes you money for. And she owes you $2,875. Now, tell me about the utility bills.
When I got home, I had a $617 gas and electric bill.
Can I see it, please? What were you doing there?
I wasn't even there.
You're making wine? What were you doing?
I have no idea. I
Actually,
wasn't.
this is gas and electric also. And these are unopened. Just, I didn't know if...
Can I see the unopened ones,
Yes.
please?
This is actually cable, which I'm not allowed to have cable in San Diego anymore because the bill's
Okay.
not paid.
You live at 9215?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and these were sent to 9215? Well, she paid you $300, so I'm deducting that from the $28.75, leaving $25.75. And here is a bill. Ooh, past due, date mailed, May 3rd. You would still be there, right?
No, I moved out in the beginning, like in the beginning of May. I wasn't there.
Well, this is mailed on May 3rd, so you owe $574.20. Cable.
I tried disconnecting that because, number one, I'm not home. Number two, we have no computer, which we needed internet for. And because my name wasn't on it, I couldn't disconnect it.
Why didn't you email him?
Name's on the bill.
Shh. Why didn't you email him and tell him?
No, that's the time.
Listen to me. Why didn't you email him and tell him to cancel it?
I did. I had emailed him.
Show me.
I don't have that email.
Anthony,
Yes.
where were you working in May?
In May, I was working at Quintera.
And where was she working?
Quintera.
Also.
That's how I met him.
So that's how you met,
Yes.
May. When did she move in with you, Anthony?
I would say
In July.
Jump! Didn't ask you. I
June.
asked him.
beginning of June.
So from May, whatever, when you moved out until you moved in with Anthony here, where were you living?
I was just staying at friends as I was going back and forth because it was closer to my house.
What house?
Or not my house, but to my work. It was just easier because I lived pretty far from work.
Ever been married, Anthony?
No.
Don't do this one.
You getting the drift?
I do.
You do get, I know that you get it, Anthony. I'm looking at your eyes.
She went wine tasting and forgot to pay the bill in February.
I didn't go wine
Listen.
tasting.
You told
Sir, listen to me. Very
there was
carefully.
a $69 late payment on that bill.
$3,688.
Sounds good to me.
Very good. And say, who is this young lady?
This is my sister.
Very nice young lady, very nice.
Thank you.
Say, thank you. I got home safely, right?
Yes.
I didn't make any big mistakes over there, and I didn't make any big mistakes over here. Got it?
Got it.
That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused.
27-year-old Lisa Lane is suing her ex-boyfriend, 27-year-old Scott Eberspacher, for the cost to fix her bedroom window. Lisa claims Scott was trying to wake her up by throwing rocks.
All right, Lisa, how long were you dating Scott here when he made this nocturnal visit to your house?
About a month and a half.
Who do you live with?
I live with myself and my son.
And Scott was supposed to be over, according to your complaint, at about 10 o'clock that evening. Or he's
Right.
supposed to be over that evening, and he shows up at what time, Scott?
I got there around approximately 2:20 in the morning.
Why?
There was no set time, Your Honor.
How old is her child?
He would be 4.
There was no set time?
He was supposed to be
2:30
there
in the
before-
morning is not an appropriate time to go visiting, sir.
It's a booty call, Your Honor.
What?
It's a booty call. She always calls
Don't be
later.
smart.
He was supposed to be
Just
there
a
before
second.
9.
Don't be. Listen, when I speak to you, you'll answer me.
Right.
According to your complaint, he was supposed to be there at 10. He wasn't there at 10. You locked the doors. He came 2 o'clock in the morning, rang the bell, whatever. You didn't answer. So he went to your window and he threw a rock at your window to get your attention. He got your attention. He broke the window. He came in. You spent the night together. Later on, you said, I want him to pay for the window.
I didn't know the window was broken.
All
until the
right.
next
Later
morning.
on, they found the window broken and you want him to pay for the window. That's what the case is.
I have a videotape showing a scenario of how
Yeah, how he did it. You're not dating him anymore?
No.
What does that mean? That was a hesitation.
No, I do not date him anymore. He's too irresponsible.
So you haven't, when was the last time you saw him, Miss Lane? It's not an answer, madam.
I don't remember. It was like a month or so ago.
And when did this incident happen?
It was after the window was broke, because we joked about it, because he didn't really mean to break the window.
When did he break the window?
In April.
Okay. She says you broke the window, sir.
I didn't break the window, Your Honor.
I have the text message where he says he'll pay for it.
Oh, is that dated?
Yes.
Okay, show it to Bird because he is
'Cause
my
I sent-
electronic, I'm speaking. He is my electronic genius.
And so, if you just want to give that to the judge, then.
No, he doesn't give it to me. He's my electronic eyes and ears.
Scott Gold, you want me to find, but I say that this is why you pay association and insurance. I will probably never talk to you again if you want to go that route, so it's up to you.
What's the date of that?
May
Just go to the date.
May 29th.
Very good. And did you fix the window?
Yes, I did. And I have pictures of when it was broken.
I'd like to see the picture.
And I have the actual rocks, too. Here's the receipt, and here's the pictures when it was broken. Do you want the rocks?
You want the rocks?
No. Stick the rocks back where they were. These are the best pictures you could take.
I took a video flicks on my camera phone, and that's the best that we could come up with for a still shot. But I have the videotape right here that
I'm not interested in it.
Okay.
April 27th at 2:20 a.m. is when I went over to Lisa's house. And at that time, when I did, in fact, I tossed a ball, and then I tossed a very tiny pebble the size of a dime. Did not break the window. Matter of fact, the next morning when she had walked out, we'd walked out together, there was no broken glass or anything to my appearance or her appearance.
That's not English, to my appearance or to her appearance.
Okay. To my knowledge and to her knowledge, there was nothing broken.
Don't tell me about her knowledge. So your knowledge, there
To
was
my
no,
knowledge, there was
no
nothing
broken window. Well,
Correct.
Then your knowledge is limited. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $360. That's all.
Timothy Rodriguez claims ex-girlfriend Elizabeth Johnson owes for 2 accidents with his truck.
Mr. Rodriguez, Miss Johnson was your girlfriend for a period of time, and it is your claim that on 2 occasions she caused an accident which damaged your truck, and you want her to pay to have your truck repaired.
Yes.
Miss Johnson acknowledges that there were 2 accidents in the truck while she was driving. Her answer seems to indicate that you told her at the time it was no big deal and you would take care of fixing them. She has a counterclaim, and her counterclaim is that you have bad temper, that you damaged the apartment by putting holes in the wall with your fist, and that at one point you assaulted her. That's her counterclaim. Is that right?
Yes.
Who is this lady?
That's my daughter's mother.
Can you tell me why she's here?
She was a witness to a phone call that I spoke with Elizabeth about my payments to my truck for the damages. And she heard the conversation with her.
And how old is your daughter?
My daughter's 2.
Is that your only child?
I have 2 other children, too.
You thought about that for a second. How old are your other 2 children?
I got one that's 10 and one that's 8.
And who do they live with?
They live with their mother.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Rodriguez?
I'm a union carpenter.
How much do you earn a year?
Roughly about $40,000.
And your 8 and 10-year-old, they live with their mother?
Yes.
And what does their mother do for a living?
She's just a stay-at-home mom.
You must be very wealthy.
No.
Well, who supports your 8 and 10-year-old children?
I do.
How much do you send them?
I send the mother probably about $500–600 a month.
You send her about $500 or $600?
It all depends on how much money she needs throughout the month.
You have a court order, sir?
No.
Even if I believed, sir, that you sent her $500 a month, she's not supporting herself and 2 children on $500 a month. How does she support herself?
Her boyfriend.
She lives with a boyfriend?
Yes.
And he supports her?
Yes.
What does he do for a living?
I'm not even sure.
Don't you see your children?
Yes.
And you have no idea. Well, how often do you see your children?
I see them like probably about 3 times a month.
Somehow, Mr. Rodriguez, I'm not getting the sense that I'm getting truthful answers from you, sir. But I'm going to find out. Now, this young lady who's here has a 2-year-old child.
Yes.
You under court order to pay her support?
Yes.
How much?
I pay her $83 a week, a total of $103 a week for arrears, $20 towards arrears of child support.
So there was a time when you weren't paying child support?
Yes, before I got into the union.
And how much do you owe her?
Right now, the remaining balance on it is $600 and some change.
And how does she support herself?
She has a full-time job.
Who takes care of the baby?
Daycare.
Who pays for the daycare?
Her and I both share daycare.
How much do you pay towards the daycare?
$43 a week.
So far, is all that correct?
Yes.
$1,221 a month you pay out.
Yes.
Going to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you live with?
I live with my mom.
You pay rent?
Yes.
How much?
$300 a month.
You have a car?
Yes.
Pay insurance?
Yes.
How much?
That's $2,300 every 6 months.
$22,000, like $23,000. We're up to $23,000, right?
Yes.
You see where I'm going, sir? You eat?
Yes.
You have credit cards?
No.
Pay for everything in cash?
Yes.
You have a truck payment?
Yes. $387 a month.
$400 a month.
Yes.
So now we're up to about $30,000 a year.
I also work a second job, full-time.
Oh, the courts know about that?
Yes.
Betcha. They don't. How much do you earn but they will now. How much do you earn at the second job?
To be honest with you, I'm not quite sure. I'm up to $7 an hour on that job. Sometimes I work 30 hours a week, 40 hours a week.
The reason I'm asking you all of these questions, Mr. Rodriguez, is I was really interested in Miss Johnson's answer. While she acknowledged that she was in these minor accidents with your car, there was a little damage, she says that her mother, I assume this is her mother,
Yes.
was nice enough to loan you $6,000 to pay back child support.
Your Honor, that wasn't off for child support.
What was it for?
Well, it was $1,900 of it went to child support.
So $2,000, according to you, went for
Yes.
child support. And the
Yes.
other $4,000?
The other $4,000, I paid some bills that I had that were passed due. And then it was like $2,000 of it that me and Elizabeth went out and spent.
You borrowed $6,000 from her and you signed a note?
Yes.
Have you paid it back?
I have.
Is not an answer.
No.
When did you borrow the money?
May 6th.
I believe it was like July 24th
May 6th.
or May 6th. May have been May 6th.
May, July, they sound alike. Why haven't you paid it back?
Elizabeth got a restraining order against me, and the judge told me not to make any contact with them whatsoever.
Are you mad? I mean, is that the reason you're giving me? You have to understand, Mr. Rodriguez. I can tell phonies from at least 10 feet away. The fact that she's got a restraining order against you doesn't mean you can't send a Federal Express to her mother with a payment.
I asked the judge that. He said no contact whatsoever if she wanted her money from me.
Are you kidding me? You mean that but for that, the money would have been in her hands already?
Yes. I went to court today at a restraining order, and I had to check for her.
Good. Perfect. Do you have it with you?
No, not today.
What do you know? I would have taken it for her. You've got a spare check in your wallet?
No.
Take a look.
I didn't bring any checkbooks or nothing today.
See why I don't trust you, Mr. Rodriguez? Because you tell such good stories. You may tell them over and over again. And you actually believe that you can come here and tell me a story. Which,
Your Honor, it's not a story.
which irritates me.
It's not a story.
Which irritates me. Well, Mr. Rodriguez, you knew you were coming to a neutral setting today. You knew that you owed this lady the money. Nothing would have prevented you from saying, Judge, while I'm here, because I'm asking you as a court of equity to take care of this problem that I have, I want to take care of my debts, and I owe her $6,000. So I would really like to be able to give you the check for her, because I have the money. I'd like to give you the check so that you can give it to her and I won't be violating any restraining order. You got it.
Yes.
Now, Ms. Johnson, I want you to tell me about the first accident you had with Mr. Rodriguez's car.
I was picking him up from work. It was a little wet out, and the tractor trailer was coming into my lane, so I hit the brakes and I hit the guardrail instead of him hitting me, so that's what happened.
And how much damage was done to the car?
I have pictures.
I'd like to see it. And what was the date of that incident?
I'm not exactly sure. It's sometime in June. This is the side of the damage.
And I'd
this
like
is
you to
the
keep
other
your
side.
voice up because, you know, my hearing isn't what it used to be when I was 12. Oh, well, you did a damage to the light and to the bumper. What year truck is this, Mr. Rodriguez?
A 98.
Did you cover this on your insurance?
No.
Why not?
I didn't call it into the insurance company because I felt as though, why should my insurance go truck?
Okay. Did she say she would fix it?
Yes, she did.
How much is the estimate that you got to fix it?
$23,1509.
And tell me about the second accident,
The
Ms.
second
Johnson.
accident, we were driving to a second job, and he was arguing with me, and I was stopped at a red light, and the light turned green, and he was still arguing with me, and I looked over at him, and I thought the cars were going, so I started to go, and then I tapped somebody in the back because he had stopped.
You have a picture of the damage?
I don't have a picture
Your
of
Honor,
that.
I have
There's a
pictures.
little dent in the middle of the...
I'd like to see it.
There are pictures of the car that she hit and my truck also.
Well, that's the same bumper that's going to have to be repaired. When they take the bumper off and they fix it from the first accident, they're going to fix the second one.
Well, the first one where she hit, it was only the side fender and the light, and
No,
a couple
no,
of
no, no,
scratches
no,
on
no,
the
it
side of
wasn't.
the bumper.
No, it wasn't. It was down here. And here.
Yes.
And this one is right in the middle, right here. Is that right?
Yeah. and-
Well, then they take it off. They'll fix them both. Now, that's your case. What makes you think he forgave this debt?
He told me when he was trying to get back with me after I broke up with him, he said, don't worry about it, I'll pay for it. That's what he said.
No.
Your Honor, that's not true.
Now, is that your complaint against
Also,
us?
I have an estimate from the car rental because I'm going to need to rent a car for a week.
Take the bus. Maybe she'll loan you her car. Now, you want to tell me about your counterclaim?
He damaged my holes in the wall. I mean, the holes in the wall.
You have pictures of that?
Yes. The bruise on my arm.
When did that happen?
The 22nd of July.
Tell me what happened.
I asked, some girl called his phone, and he said, how did you get my number? And he hung up on her, so I called her back. She told me that they had conversations, and he kept saying, no, I didn't talk to her, I didn't talk to her, and he swore up and down all three of his kids that he didn't talk to her.
I didn't follow this from the beginning. You have to go through this slowly for me. Sorry. You know, I'm not really up on this intrigue. You found somebody's number on his phone?
She had called his cell phone. He picked up the phone and he said, how did you get my number? And then he hung up on her. He got out of the truck to unload a car because we were at his job. And so I called her back. And we were talking.
What'd you do that for?
Just to ask
Curious.
her a question. Yeah. I mean, I didn't have any arguments with the girl on the phone, nothing. So I called her back and she told me that they had conversations, and then we hung up. When he got back in the truck, I asked him if he had talked to her, and he said, no, I didn't talk to her, and he swore up and down on all his kids that he didn't talk to her. You know, for about 3 hours he kept saying, no, I didn't talk to her. So he told me, go ahead, check on the Sprint bill. So I went and checked on the Sprint bill. 33 minutes of conversation with the girl's number, and he didn't call her.
Your Honor, that's not true.
Yes, it is.
I never denied talking to her.
Yes, you did.
So you had a fight?
It was about 4 o'clock in the morning, and, you know, we were fighting, and he said, I'm tired. I said, well, I'm tired, too. If you didn't lie to me, we wouldn't be going through this. He got so pissed off of me, he picked up the candle off my TV with the glass dish, threw it at me, and hit the wall.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Yes, it is.
How did the holes get in the wall, sir?
I seriously don't know. I did repairs on the mother's house for the bedroom, the bathroom, and the outside siding. Why would I damage a house that I just fixed?
The wall.
Just asked you how the holes got in the wall.
I have no clue.
Okay. Did you have the walls fixed?
Yeah, I have an estimate for that, to get them fixed.
Was this in your apartment?
This is in my mother's house, in my bedroom.
Was he staying with you?
Yes. For the 4 months that we were going out, he lived at my house.
Why?
Because she
I felt bad for him.
asked me to move in with her.
I did not.
After the first time that we went out, she asked me to move in with her.
Mr. Rodriguez, we've only just met, you and I.
Yes.
I can tell you're instantaneously attracted to me. If I said to you, I want you to move in with me, would you do that?
No, I wouldn't.
No. That would be very smart, Mr. Rodriguez. I mean, it's so stupid what you said. I mean, do you think you're a stupid man?
No.
You just met her and she asked you to move in with her, so you moved in with her?
Yes.
You have a bridge?
For sale?
Yeah.
I can find one.
You can find one. Okay. According to what I read in your answer, there was something in your answer, Miss Johnson, that suggested to me that you were aware of the fact that Mr. Rodriguez had a bad temper. Is that right, madam?
Yes.
You did. And how did you know that Mr. Rodriguez had a bad temper?
With her. He told me stories. They've been in and out of court for 5 years. She tried to get a restraining order.
Some of it for domestic violence? Is that right?
Yes.
And despite all that, you invited Mr. Wonderful into your house.
Yes.
And your mother, who I don't even want to talk to, was dumb enough to give him money.
Yes.
You must live off a substantial inheritance.
No.
Where did you get the money from that you loaned to him?
I borrowed it off my credit card for him, so he would not go to jail for back child support, which was about $4,000.
Who did you owe back child support to? This lady or the mother of the other 2 children?
This lady.
Stand up. Over there. Did you pursue that matter in court of the back child support? Did you pursue it or did the state pursue it?
I didn't pursue it. They had already, when I had our daughter, I had to call and enter a child support order. We had
Why?
Because we weren't together at the time.
Who was supporting you?
I was living home with my parents, and I had a job.
You never received any government assistance?
No.
So somebody had to report him for not paying child support. That would have had to have been you.
Oh, okay, yes.
That's all. Sit down. Now I got it. Now you say that during this altercation with the candlesticks, he also assaulted you.
Not at that time.
When did he assault you?
I had kicked him out on July 25th. We had a week of nasty phone calls because I wanted my stepfather's tools back that he wouldn't return. And then 2 weeks after that, I was at a funeral, and he called me, he texted me, he said, I'm sorry about your grandfather, you know, and then I talked to him again. 2 weeks he was begging me to come back to him, please take me back, I'm sorry, you know, and that's when.
Well, so then you said okay.
I said okay, and about 2 days later, I spent the night at his friend's house with him, and the next day is when I had to get a restraining order against him.
Well, tell me what happened at the friend's house. Well, you didn't learn your lesson yet, Miss Johnson.
Well, we got into an argument, and I wanted to go home, so he...
About what?
About anything and everything.
Your Honor, about one of my roommates that was walking around in a sports bra. that's
One
been
of your...
a roommate
Yeah.
on where I'm staying at now. She was walking around with a sports bra, doing her dishes, and her boyfriend was there with her, and she freaked out on me about her doing that. And I said to her, there was nothing I could do about her walking around with a sports bra on. It's her house too. I can't say nothing to her.
No.
And this was all the day before I was supposed to go and have surgery that following Monday.
Surgery on?
I had some medical problems.
So we had an argument. Yeah, she was walking in a sports bra.
I don't care if she was walking in a sports bar or if she was walking around with a G-string. It makes no difference to me. I want you to tell me how it came about that you say he put his hands on you.
I'm getting there. So I asked him to take me home, so he took me home, and then on the way home, he, was buttering me up, so I agreed to go back. And about 3 hours later, we got into another argument because he was getting jealous because one of my friends was texting me. So then, I said, I want to go home, and he put his hands on me, and he grabbed me and said, no, stay. And I said, no, I want to go home. And I had my bag, I had everything in my hand. He just kept grabbing me. Broke my cell phone, he threw it down the stairs. He swung his hands after he threw my cell phone down the stairs and hit me in the eye right here. He threw me onto the couch, onto the floor.
You have a police report?
I do, Your
I have
Honor.
the restraining order. The restraining order, the temporary restraining order.
I don't want to see the restraining
You want the
order. I want
restraining
to see
orders
police
too? I got
report.
copies of them too.
Of what?
I got copies of the restraining orders too if you want to see them.
Then I'll ask for it. So you had marks on your face, and so did he, because you hit him and he hit you. Is
I
that
slapped
right?
him in the face after he threw me on the couch and onto the floor.
It says that you hit him twice.
No, I hit him.
It was more
I
than
hit
twice,
him.
Your Honor.
Yeah, but according to the police report, you hit him twice.
After he threw my phone down the steps, I hit him on his back, and then he continued to grab me.
I assume you're not going to have anything to do with him anymore, is that right? I'm dismissing your counterclaim. Deal with it. You better smarten up, Miss Johnson. You don't look like a stupid girl, but you've done a lot of stupid things. Now, as far as your complaint is concerned, Mr. Rodriguez, I believe that she owes you for the damage that she acknowledges that she did to the truck. Your estimate was for 23.
I have an agreement too.
It was for 23-15-09.
2315.
Yes, 09.
We are holding that judgment in abeyance, which means that you will not be getting paid on that judgment. You will get paid on that judgment when this court receives a canceled check, canceled by her, for the amount you owe her. Do you understand?
The full amount?
Do you understand?
$5,300.
Your Honor?
$5,300.
$5,300. When this court receives, sir, proof by way of a canceled check that you have paid the $5,300 remaining on your debt.
Even though we had an agreement signed?
$5,300, sir. When we receive proof that you have paid her, money that you acknowledge that you owe her, is that right?
Yes.
You'll get your check. Do you understand?
Yes.
Goodbye and good luck.
Erin Creatia says her boyfriend's ex, Tanya Cruz, vandalized her car by kicking it.
Miss Creatia, the defendant is your current boyfriend, I assume this gentleman over here, your current boyfriend's ex-girlfriend. And they had a relationship, must have been for a while because they have 2 children together. It is your complaint that Miss Cruz was in a snit about something, and when your boyfriend went over to her house to pick up or drop off the children, he was using your car, and she took out her frustrations on him by kicking your car and causing damage. Miss Cruz says she would never do such a thing, right?
Right.
When did this happen?
April 22nd.
You weren't there?
No.
But the boyfriend was there?
Yes.
And his name is?
Ben Mojica.
Mr. Mojica, would you stand up, please? Next to her. How many children do you have?
2.
How old are they?
7 and 6.
5.
How long did you and Miss Cruz live together?
Say about 10 or 11 years.
Never married?
No, ma'am.
How come?
Just didn't get married.
Couldn't afford to.
Shh. Did you ever ask her?
No.
Excuse.
What?
He was going to buy me a ring, but I told him not to bother, so.
Did you tell him not to bother after your first child or your second child?
After my second one, when I knew that things were going pretty much downhill.
You couldn't have a clue to that before you had children with him?
No, he was actually a pretty good guy at that time. He just seemed to have went down the tubes, going to jail, getting into things that I don't want around my children.
Who is this man?
My uncle.
Uncle. Just seems a little odd to me that life has changed so much over the last 20, 30 years. That people live together 10 or 11 years. They don't want to make a commitment to get married, but they don't feel as if having children is a commitment. Just something doesn't balance out to me, so I'm always interested in this as it's just a social experiment. Do you understand that, Ben?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so on the 22nd of April, what were you doing over at her house?
They were having a toy party.
What is that?
An adult party, like toys, dolls and things like that.
No, it's like lotions and stuff.
What?
Lotions, it's for adult, it's for...
An adult toy party. I shouldn't have gone any further. I thought it was a toy party for children. My mistake. Okay, so you were having an adult party.
Right. It's
Okay,
not just
go ahead.
Well, I was with the kids, with Marcus and Tiaja. We were at Lori's house.
Who's Lori?
A friend of hers and mine. And Marcus and Tiaja were there with me. I had picked them up.
Your two children?
Yes, at the daycare earlier in the day. And I had called Tanya. Then she had informed me about they were having a little party, and her sister, Michelle, was down here from Hartford, and Michelle also has two children. And she just had one, so he wouldn't know anything really what was going on. Xavier would know, so she asked me, Ben, can you come and pick up Xavier?
Who asked you?
Michelle did.
That's her sister. So
Yes,
her
ma'am.
Let's get to the story a little bit
Right.
faster.
All
So,
right.
so far
So
you're
her
doing
sister-
fine, but we
okay.
got to get there because I have other things to do.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so her sister said, can you come and pick up
Yes, can you come and
Xavier,
pick up
who is how
Xavier?
old?
About 11, I believe.
How old is Xavier?
He's 10.
10 or 11. You always
Yeah.
quibble over a year. So
Okay.
they wanted you to come pick him up because the party was inappropriate for him.
Yes, for him.
Okay, so you went to pick him up?
So I went to pick him up, and Marcus and Tiaja were with me at Lori's at the time. Marcus was hungry, and I had just ordered Chinese food. And I told Erin, and I told Lori, hey, I'm gonna leave him. He's hungry. He'll just have something to eat. Can you watch him? She said, sure. I took Tiaja with me, which is my daughter.
She wasn't hungry.
No.
She's always hungry.
Don't do it again. You want to know why? Miss Cruz, because if I see that you can't control yourself in the courtroom, how am I going to believe you when you tell me that you wouldn't dare do what she says you did to her car, because you don't have a temper like that. You can control yourself, right? So far, it's been twice that you haven't been able to control yourself, or 3 times. You get me?
Yeah.
Even your uncle gets me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Go ahead.
So when I pulled up to pick up Xavier, Tanya was outside and Michelle was outside with her baby that she just had. So she came out to show me. I'm real close with them and stuff. And when she came outside, I said, oh, Michelle, there's your new baby. I'm getting out of the car. And she kept asking me, where is my son? Ben, where is Marcus? Where the F is Marcus? And I'm ignoring her because she gets loud and she's always doing that. And Tiaja, I look at Tiaja and I saw in her eyes, she was getting,
Right,
like,
because
what's
her mother
going
was
on?
acting inappropriately.
Yeah, so I said, Tanya, relax. Why do you guys? She goes, no, where the F is my son? Pa, pa, pa. So I kept ignoring her, and I'm talking to Michelle. She said, you want to ignore me? I don't know if she chose those words or whatever. She went right around us and started kicking the car. And that's when I got off, obviously.
And?
There was people around, and I said, you guys saw that, right? You guys saw what she just did, right? Right? And everybody's like, all of a sudden, nobody saw anything except one kid. He saw it, and I have a police report.
I'd like to see the police report, please.
And
Can't control yourself?
He's a minor, Your Honor?
No,
Can't control yourself?
I'm just trying to,
You're
basically
trying.
put my hand.
What do you think? You think that I'm not going to let you speak? Do you think that this is only a one-sided case, that only he gets to speak? You do know that both sides get to speak, right, Miss Cruz? In their turn. What's Uncle's name?
Vincent.
You get it, Vincent?
Yes, ma'am.
You get her, Vincent?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Because you're going to have to make a very important decision, Vincent, as to whether or not you want to speak later.
Okay.
Because you don't look like the kind of guy that wants to be humiliated. All right. Okay, Miss Cruz, now it's your turn. 2005. How many people were at the party?
At that point, there was probably about 4.
Four
my
women?
sister, Yes.
Where was Uncle Vincent?
He was not there.
So Uncle Vincent saw nothing. Is that right?
Right. But when I went outside, they were outside talking, I noticed that my son wasn't in the car. I asked him, you know, where's my son? He ignored me, where's my son? In which he had told my brother she looked so good that I couldn't look at her. That was in his words. After he ignored me, I said, Tiaja, get out of the car, go get my son, bring him back.
Why did you do that?
Because he had just came back from Florida. For 2 years, he hasn't seen his children. So why are you going to leave your kids behind? And my daughter not being hungry, she's hungry all the time, but that's irrelevant. So I told my daughter to come in with me. We went in. He has a very bad temper, so I know not to provoke him. We went inside the house. He started swearing and, you know, saying derogatory comments, in which I shut the door because I had company. I thought that was over with. I sat there, I got a knock on the door. The cops came. They know him very well. They ended up asking him to leave the premises. And 3 months later, I get court papers in the mail.
He made the police report that day, and there was a witness in the police report who indicates that they saw you kick the car.
That's, I forgot to tell you. He says, I'll pay somebody to say that she kicked the car.
Ridiculous. Is there anything that Uncle Vincent is going to tell me? No, he's just here for moral support.
Right. Perfect. Pretty much the women that were at my house are single working moms. And
well, they're single working moms, but you were having a party at your house, the subject matter of which was inappropriate for children.
Right.
And you had a 10-year-old child there.
No, my sister had called, and they get along.
She didn't call.
Yeah,
he called your house.
No, she had called him.
So she had called him to please come over and pick up her son?
Well, she had said, come see my nephew. You know, he's still a baby.
Sounds as if your family doesn't dislike him as much as you do.
No, we actually, they get along with him.
Good. Can I see the estimate, please, on the car? And this was your car?
Yes.
Ms. Cruz, I don't believe you. I believe you have a hot temper, and I believe you went out there and gave the car a good kick because he ignored you. And I believe that you walked outside the house and you said exactly what he said you said.
I interrupted a couple times because he takes a long time to tell.
Listen to me. What I'm telling you is I believe him, and I don't believe you. I believe that you kicked the car because you were frustrated and annoyed that he wouldn't respond to you.
I was upset.
Oh, I know that. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $894. Thank you.
Thank you. Parties are excused. You may step out.
20-year-old Robert Aiken is suing his ex-fiancée, 22-year-old Cheryl Smith, for unpaid bills and late fees. Cheryl claims Robert is obsessed with her.
Mr. Aiken, Miss Smith was your fiancée for a period of time. I assume you lived together for a period of time. And it is your claim that you put some money into her checking account in order to pay some bills.
Correct.
You broke up, and she put a stop payment on the bills you had paid. Well,
yeah, she did it online. She stopped all payments.
I don't understand how you do that. I like that little checkbook. You write it out, you deposit it. I don't understand the online stuff, but you want that money back.
Correct.
Ms. Smith said nothing could be farther from the truth. You put money into the account. You did pay bills with the money you put into the account. You started to pay some more bills with money that you hadn't put into the account, so she put a stop payment on those bills. She has a counterclaim. She says that at some point immediately preceding your breaking up, she covered the entire rent because you were short, so that you owe her for rent. And in addition, and more importantly, she says that since the breakup, you've been involved in some serious harassment. So the money part should be relatively easy. How much money did you put into her account?
Total, 2 checks of $420 and $316.84, so $736.84.
When?
The $420 was put in on August 12th, and the $316.84 was put in August 11th.
When had you covered the rent, Ms. Smith?
I wrote the check on August 1st.
And how much was the rent?
$662.70.
Was it your responsibility to pay the rent?
We both paid the rent. It was joint money.
Immediately prior to the 11th of August, when did you make your preceding deposit in her bank account?
I would give her cash when I got my check because she was writing all the checks for bills. So I would just cash and stuff of that nature. I have no proof of it. Sorry.
I'm a hand person.
Now, he put in the $736. What bills did he pay with it?
Well, my counterclaim is I have bills that total $548.44 that I paid for him, in addition to the rent for $662.70.
It wasn't like a split right down the middle. We were
Well,
just
it
paying.
should be. It's all sounding very good for Miss Smith, Mr. Aiken. What I want to know is, did she make payments for you in the amount of $548? To whom?
She made certain bills.
To whom?
There was a $200 payment to his father.
That was to your father.
That's correct.
What, do you owe him money?
A car payment. It's in his name.
Go ahead.
$63.94 for his Comcast bill.
Uh-huh.
I also have penalties in which I was charged in order to stop the 3 payments that he was unauthorized to make.
Just a second. I want to know what the payments were that you made, not the fees. The payments were that you made.
And without the penalties, there were bills totaling $196 made prior.
Made prior to when?
Prior to August 1st for him.
Forget it. You paid $263 that you can account for, not $548. You know, you look like butter would melt in her mouth. You know, you keep turning it around, and she becomes a more interesting character. 736 minus 263, $473. That's what's left over. Now, we're going to say that he owes you half for the rent, because that's part of your counterclaim. So we're going to take off $330 from that. $143 you owe him. You got it?
Now, what about the payments that she stopped, though?
Good, she stopped them. Good, she should stop them. $143. Gets expensive when you play house. Now I want to hear about the harassment, because that troubled me. You say that he called you over 100 times in a short period of time?
That is correct.
Let me see. Why do you keep calling her, Mr. Aiken?
There were different occasions equaling up to it. I was trying to call her in the beginning to try to get some of the money without going to court. And then from time to time, she would be like, okay, well, I'll pay you something. And she'd be like, well, let's meet up here. And say we say at 1 o'clock, it'd be like 1:30, 2 o'clock. So I'd call her. She'd be like, yeah, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. So it's just different phone calls basically trying to resolve this money issue.
Well, but I'm looking at it.
It's just continuous.
For instance, I'm looking on the 23rd of August after another. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 18 calls, one right after another.
That would just, as far as that was
Were
just...
you leaving messages on her machine?
No, I didn't leave voicemails. I left, I think, maybe one voicemail. The rest where she'd pick up the phone and then she'd hang it up, and I'd try to get back to her and talk to her, trying
She
to...
doesn't want to talk to you.
I understand that.
Well, but when do you start getting that message, Mr. Aiken, that she doesn't want to talk to you? If, according to you, she picks up the phone and hangs up, she doesn't want to talk to you.
I was just trying to get money, like I said, with these bills,
You
the credit
kept
cards,
annoying
and
her.
cell phones. When the payments got stopped,
You
they shut off
kept
the cell
annoying
phone.
her. Since August, have there been any further calls?
Not since the personal protection order was issued.
Okay, do you have a copy of that?
Absolutely.
Let me see. Was it a permanent order or a temporary order?
It holds for 1 year.
So you consented to this, sir?
Yeah.
Well, if you consented to it, of necessity, the judge had to say to you, you're entitled to a trial, right?
Yeah, we showed up and had a hearing.
Oh, you had a hearing, so the judge found you guilty of harassing her.
Yeah, I told him the story, and I told him the phone calls, and he gave it to her.
Okay, but after that, you stopped.
Yeah, I have not contacted her since.
Anything else you want to tell me about your counterclaim, Ms. Smith?
Yes. As far as for the harassment, this has seriously been going on for a long time. Numerous phone calls and numerous times showing up at my place of employment, numerous times threatening my child, numerous times threatening me. He's physically assaulted me.
After he physically assaulted you, did you remain in the relationship?
No.
When, according to you, was the first time that he physically became violent with you?
On August 7th.
So that was about the time that you were breaking up?
That is correct.
Okay, so this wasn't a history, as you indicated?
No.
Fine. And what did he do to you on the 7th?
On the 7th, he shoved me into a wall and left me captive in the closet of our apartment until I had talked to him.
I don't understand that.
Our closet is a small room. I was in there actually packing some clothes, and he stood in the doorway and refused to allow me to leave.
So he kept you captive there?
Correct.
Because he wanted to talk to you?
Correct.
He's over it. You get over it. He's finished, right?
Correct.
Going to stay away from her? Going to get you $148?
Correct.
Leave her alone.
Without question.
You made a bad choice. Put a period. Move on. Counterclaim is dismissed. That's right.
Lucky Feinstein says during a night of drinking, he was assaulted by bar doorman Eric Galan. Eric and his co-worker Justin Murphy claim Lucky was out of control drunk.
Mr. Feinstein, it is your complaint that you were assaulted and your car vandalized while you were at the defendant's bar.
Yes, Your Honor.
And the defendant, although I don't think you were there, is that
No,
right?
I wasn't there.
She says through her employees, I'm sure she has witnesses here, are going to tell me that you were very drunk.
Yes, ma'am.
And, well, I gather you acknowledge that you were very drunk, and any injuries that you sustained were sustained as a result of you flailing around and hurting yourself, and they don't know anything that happened to your car. So, what's the name of your bar, pub?
Scotland Yard Pub.
Which of your employees was there that evening?
Justin and Eric.
Stand up, please. And you don't know anything about this of your own personal knowledge?
No, I wasn't there.
You can have a seat. Justin?
Yes.
And Eric?
That's correct.
What is your given first name?
Lucky.
That's what your parents named you?
Yes, ma'am.
Interesting. Are you an only child?
No. There's 3 other siblings.
Are you the first, second, third, or the fourth?
I'm the 4th.
You're the last one.
Lucky to be here.
Got it. This incident happened at the pub.
The 22nd of what?
First, we got to get the date. The questions get harder, Lucky.
7/22, I believe it was.
Had you been to this pub before?
Only a couple times before this.
Immediately prior to the 22nd of July, when had you been to the pub?
Maybe a week before that.
So sometime the 15th, 16th.
Yeah.
Prior to that, when had you been to the club?
Maybe a month previous to that one.
Never had any trouble there?
Never, no.
You have a drinking problem?
No, not necessarily. Yeah, I like to drink, but I don't consider myself having a problem with it, no.
Well, according to you, Lucky, on the 22nd of July of 2005, you were drunk.
Yes, ma'am.
If I had to place a wager, I would say you have at least a minor problem with alcohol.
I would agree with that, yes.
Who do you live with?
I live with my parents.
They still think they're lucky?
I help them. I think that they do, yes, because I help them out.
So tell me what happened on the 22nd, Lucky.
Okay, in the afternoon, I was at my friend's restaurant, which is a couple doors down from theirs.
What were you doing there?
I was eating pizza. They have a pizza place. I've been going there for the past 25 years. And I decided to go next door, and I was advised to never ever go into that place because I would end up in trouble there, because there's always trouble over there. I went over there and ended up there a lot longer than I anticipated. I had way more drinks than I, wanted to have, but I was having a good time, so I kept on.
How were you having a good time?
Well, I was shooting pool, and I was talking to people, and I was buying several people drinks. Then, approximately 10 o'clock, 10:30 at night, I made the mistake.
What time did you arrive there?
Oh, maybe 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I had maybe 12 beers there or something like that. I was out of control, I admit that, but I didn't cause any problems. I wasn't obnoxious.
When you say you were out of control, Lucky,
well, drinking-wise.
tell me what you mean.
Drinking-wise, I overdid it drinking-wise, and I knew that I was drunk, and I wasn't about to drive out of there to leave, I was going to call a taxi, and I went into the bathroom. That was the mistake I made because the bouncer was in there. No words were exchanged. I looked at him, and the next thing I know, I was out unconscious. And then I found myself in the parking lot, left for dead. When I came to, first thing I saw was him again.
Which one?
This guy here in the black shirt.
That would be Eric.
I asked him for help, realizing that my wallet was missing, and if I could go back in the bathroom to see if my wallet was in there. He said, "No, you're drunk. Get out of here." And then he said the police are coming too. So I said, well, okay, well, I would like to wait for the police and talk to them. The police came, and they just told me that I need to go home too. Call a taxi, do whatever, go home.
You have a police report?
Yes, I do. Yes,
I'd
ma'am.
like to see it. Go ahead.
I went over to my truck, my tailgate, and sat there. A couple women came over and were sitting next to me, assuring me everything's going to be okay. A couple minutes go by, and the police come back again, which I was not causing any more problems, that's for sure.
Well, somebody called them.
They were called again.
But they weren't called by you.
No, ma'am.
So they were called by somebody about your behavior.
But I wasn't doing anything.
That's not my question. I said they were called by somebody about your behavior.
They were called a second time.
Oh, okay. Well, this isn't the police report about their call. This is a police report that you made that said that somebody punched you in the mouth and took your property. There has to be a police report of when they responded to their calls. You did call the police, didn't you?
I called the first time.
Who called the second time?
One of the customers that was out in the parking lot.
You have a copy of that police report?
No, I do not.
Okay. So go ahead.
Okay, so then the police came for the second time, and they said, we're going to take you home. We're going to give you a taxi ride home. And they're very embarrassing to me to be put in handcuffs like I'm being arrested. At that point, I realized that I needed to go to the hospital. My face was puffing up, my back of my head, I was dizzy. So they said, would you like an ambulance? I said, yes, I would very much like an ambulance. I went to the hospital, they sewed my lip up, and then I walked back towards my vehicle, which is several miles away from there. And it was about 2:30 in the morning at that time. I realized that my truck was vandalized. My windshield was busted, my car was keyed around the sides of my car, my tailpipes were kicked down to the ground, and at that point, I realized that I better not say anything to them. And so there was a taxi out in the parking lot, and I was taken home. The very next morning, I went back there, and I talked to the owner, Patrick Sirely, and asked him if he would mind paying my hospital bill because I was beaten up in his establishment.
But you don't know who beat you up.
I'm not clear on that, but all I know is I saw him, and then I was out cold. And then I found myself in the parking lot coming to, and then I saw him again, at my feet, basically. Or I was at his feet.
So who's going to start?
I'll start.
Okay, take your hands out of your pockets and start.
When I got to work that night at 7, he came up to order another beer about a half hour into my shift, and I noticed that he was intoxicated, so I refused to serve him, and he went haywire and slammed his fist down on the bar.
Put your hand down, sir.
Called me a name that I don't think I can say. He started ripping up $100 bills in front of everyone from his wallet. Nobody laid a finger on him inside the bar. I didn't want to get into a physical altercation with him, so I waited till our doorman got on at 9. Finally, when he was put outside of the bar, he kept charging Eric, trying to bust his way back in. I went out to see what was going on. He threatened to get a gun from his truck and kill me and Eric and everybody else in the parking lot. Began kicking his own truck, pounding his head into his own truck, and punching into his own truck and other people's cars in the parking lot. At one point, he knelt down in front of Eric, took off his shirt, and said, just kill me right now, just kill me right now. And that's what it seemed like it was going to get to a point where I needed to call the police because people were very angry that he was...
Is that when you called the police the first time?
Yes.
Okay, Eric. You got on about 9 o'clock?
Yeah, about 9 o'clock, and it wasn't too long until Justin called me over, and I tell Lucky that he was done for the evening, he needed to go someplace else. He asked why. He said, I told him that, you were giving a problem to our bartender. Come back some other night, I'll buy you a beer, and, that'll be the end of it. He got upset and irate, said that he had a gun in his truck, and he was going to start shooting the place up. One of the customers that was sitting outside got upset by that. They started having a yelling match. I got involved. I separated the two. And he continued to threaten people that were around. He said, I was going to come back and get you, shoot you, shoot you. And that's when he tried to bully his way through me. And as soon as he touched me, I just put him to the ground and held him down.
When you say you put him to the ground, how did you put him to the ground, Eric?
Tripped his leg and put him on his back, one hand on his chest, one hand holding his arm. I said he needed to calm down. As soon as I let go of his arm, he swung on me. And I just knocked it out of the way and held him down again. And Justin was outside and said, do I need to call the cops? I said, yes, please call the police officers. I got off of Lucky, went inside to make sure the cops were coming. Came back outside after a minute or two, and Lucky was already laid up against the wall at the pizzeria. Now, I didn't talk to Lucky at all in the bathroom. I don't know where that came from. So after he was laid out, he woke up a couple minutes later, and he asked me who knocked him out. I had no idea who did it. And then he started accusing me that I stole his wallet.
Did you find his wallet in the pub? Did you find your wallet subsequently?
No, Your Honor, I didn't.
The police officers came. They spoke with him. They spoke with me. They said they needed to take another call, but he was going to leave the area. He was walking down the alley. As soon as the cops were out of sight, he came back and continued to talk to some other person who wasn't even there that night.
Where were you when you observed this?
Standing at the door.
You remember any of that, sir?
No, ma'am. I never left that parking lot. I was waiting for the police to come because I wanted to.
The police came already, sir. They came and they left.
Right, and then they came back a second time.
Right. My question is, why did they have to come back a second time? Why didn't you just leave?
Because I was very drunk. I wasn't about to go anywhere, and I was sitting on my tailgate wondering, what am I going to do now?
Listen to me very carefully, sir. When you're very drunk, it's very, very difficult for a court to make a judgment as to the veracity, the truthfulness of what you testify to. and to give any credence to what you testify to. You are asking me to believe you above two people who were working that evening, sober that evening, have a clear recollection, at least according to them, of what transpired that evening, as opposed to believing you, who was so drunk they didn't know on which pole they were at.
Ma'am, I'm saying that they're lying about this whole thing, that he's saying that he didn't give me any more drinks after 7 o'clock at night. I was in there drinking heavily. I was having beer after beer, and they gave me way, way too many beers, in my opinion. I don't think that
How
that's
old
right.
are you?
I'm 41.
So is this what your complaint is, sir, that the bar overserved you?
Yes, ma'am, one thing. I don't think that that should
Eric,
happen.
we started this case by my saying to you, do you have a drinking problem? And you said to me, I don't think so. Maybe a little. That's like being a little bit pregnant. You never have a little bit of a drinking problem, Lucky. Now, if you were 18 years old, I would say, I'm going to nail them, because a bar should know that a kid comes in and you don't serve a kid more alcohol than they can consume. When you're 41 years old, you're supposed to know how much alcohol you can consume and still have your wits about you. And according to you, you were warned, don't go in there. There's always trouble in that bar. But when you were at this place twice before, according to you, you had no trouble. So they clear for any reason.
I believe that they do have it in for me.
Explain that to me.
Because mainly there's just Mexicans in there, and they always call me white boy.
Lucky. Did they call you white boy on the 15th of July?
No.
Did they call you white boy the month before that when you went in there?
No.
You didn't change composition from July 15th to July 22nd, did you? You were drunk. Stop blaming the rest of the world. You were drunk. Either you fell, you got beaten up, you don't know who did it, your car got trashed, you don't know who did that. You have to accept responsibility for your own behavior. If you drank too much, it's your fault. Nobody got you down there with a funnel and filled your stomach full of beer. Nobody. You managed to do that all by yourself. If you had gotten into your car and killed somebody on the way home, I would take every piece of property that this lady had.
Which someday will happen.
Just a second. I would take every piece of property that this lady had, because under those circumstances, both of you would be responsible. I take every bit of property you had, and I take every bit of property she had, because somebody who was innocent got killed. The only one that got hurt that night was you. And you caused that yourself. So deal with it. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
18-year-old student Nikki Frazier and guardian Sam Suter are suing Nikki's mother, Stacy Hebb, for child support costs. Nikki says her mom won't turn over child support she receives from her father.
Mr. Suter, your complaint is that you and your family were nothing but kind to the defendant. She was having some difficulty, and she was unemployed several years ago. Her daughter and your daughter were friends since grade school, and you volunteered to give her a home.
Yes, ma'am.
When she was 16. How did you do in their home, in the Suter home? Did you do okay?
Yes.
Did you graduate yet?
Oh, I graduate in a couple weeks.
What are you doing after graduation?
I want to go to college.
How did you do in high school?
I make good grades.
She's been AB honor roll all through high school.
Did you apply to college?
No, I did not.
Why not?
Because the application fees are like $50 for each application, and my mom told me she'd help me pay for them, but she never helped me pay for it.
So, Mr. Suter, this is your lawsuit. Ms. Fraser lived with you for 2 years, and you got no support for her from her mother. You did not even seek support.
No, ma'am.
But then you found out that Ms. Hebb was getting support for Nikki from Nikki's father, and you feel as if that's unfair.
Somewhat, yes.
That is not rocket science, Ms. Hebb. How long have you been divorced from Nikki's father?
Since she was about 6 or 7.
Do you have other children?
Yes, ma'am.
Are the other children also the product of this marriage?
No, ma'am.
And how much do you receive from Nikki's father for her support?
$50 a week.
What did you do with the money since 2003?
When she has called and said that she didn't have any food in the house and she needed me to take her to eat, I would feed her. If she's needed personal hygiene items, I've taken her. I've paid her cell phone bills. And yes, I did tell her that I would pay for her application fees. She never came to me and said, I've applied here and I need
I'm
the
not worried
money."
about college application fees. How do you support yourself?
I'm a live-in nanny.
You think you have an obligation to support your daughter?
Yes, ma'am.
So that the things you bought for her, the few toiletries you bought for her, or paying a cell phone bill, you did that for your daughter because you're her mother. That's what you do.
Yes, ma'am.
The $50 a week that you were getting from her father should have gone to the Suter family.
He never asked for support, or I would have given it to him.
Why does he have to ask? Did you ever say to him, Miss Hebb, Mr. Suter, I get money for Nikki's support from her father. It's not right that I keep it. I'm going to turn it over to you when I get it.
No, ma'am, I didn't. I instead, like I said, whenever she would call and said that she needed things, I would take care of her.
Well, that's what you did for her because you're her mother. She has two parents, a mother and a father. You're the mother. You work. If you have to take care of a few items, if you happen to take care of a few items for your daughter, that's very nice of you. The other $50 a week, if her father knew that she wasn't living in your home, did your father know you weren't living?
He just found out recently because I didn't have his number to get a hold of him.
If her father knew, I guarantee you, her father wouldn't have said, well, I'm going to send her money.
Her father has known. She's gone and seen him since she's lived with Mr. Suter.
I'm just curious. Not that I'm taking this for the truth of what you're going to tell me, but just my own curiosity. Did he ever say to you, if he knew that she wasn't living with you, I'd like to send the money to Mr. Suter?
No, ma'am.
Never did?
No, ma'am.
He must have had a lobotomy. Ms. Hebb, this is not a difficult case. It doesn't even test my academic prowess. The last 2 years, your daughter has been living with the Suter family, and you've collected $50 a week, roughly $2,500 a year. The Suters are suing you for $5,000 because that's approximately what you've collected over the time that your daughter has been living with the Suters from her father, and that money should have been turned over to the Suter family immediately. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $5,000. That's all. Make those college applications.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Daniel Bryan says former friend Kyle Lineker kicked him in the face during a drunken argument.
Mr. Bryant, who is this lady?
This is my mother.
You can sit down.
Thank you.
I gather your mother was the only one who wasn't drunk on the night of July 16th.
Yes, and she insisted on being here, so.
Good. How old are you, Daniel?
I'm 25, Your Honor.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a personal trainer, Your Honor.
Full-time?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor. It's considered part-time, but yes, I work full-time.
How many days a week do you work?
I work whenever I have clients. It could be weekends, nights, anytime.
What do you do the rest of the time, Daniel?
Yeah, I'm also a full-time student.
He forgot that. Who's paying for his school? Raise your hand. He forgot. Now, how old are you?
21.
How do you manage to keep yourself busy during the day?
I sell real estate.
For whom?
My father.
Are you married or single?
Not married.
And you?
I'm single, Your Honor.
And who is this young lady?
That's my girlfriend.
Well, if it's your girlfriend, then you're single. Got it. Now, was your girlfriend at this party on July 16th?
Yes, ma'am.
She drunk too?
Not drunk, no.
Had she been drinking?
Yes.
And who was this person over here?
That's my friend Joey.
Was Joey drunk?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were drunk?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were drunk?
Alcohol was involved, Your Honor.
Daniel.
Yes.
Your complaint seems to say you acknowledge being so drunk.
Alcohol was involved, yes, but I wouldn't say we were so drunk, Your Honor.
I'm not talking about them. They acknowledged they were drunk.
Okay.
I'm talking about you.
Yes.
Were you drunk or sober?
I was drunk.
How come it took me 3 minutes to get there? 1 second would have been enough.
I'm sorry.
It is your complaint that this young man, Joey, didn't want you to drive home from the party because you were all drunk.
Correct.
Whose house was this party at?
It's Kyle's house.
Yours?
Yes, ma'am.
Who do you live with?
Oh,
it's not an answer.
3 roommates.
Is it your house or is it a rental house?
It's a rental.
How many people were at this party?
About 8 or 9.
So Joey didn't want you to drive home. He tried to stop you, and according to your complaint, in the scuffle that ensued, you were injured. But you were injured not by Joey.
Correct.
You were injured by the defendant who, according to you, kicked you in the face and severely injured you.
Yes,
You want
facial
your
fracture.
bills paid, and the defendant says there was no way that he kicked you. You were injured in the course of a struggle because you were all out of control that night.
Right.
So what time did you get to this party, Daniel?
I'm guessing maybe 5 or 6 o'clock.
Where did you come from?
I probably came from work. I'm really not sure. I honestly don't remember, Your Honor, whether I came from home or I came from work. But I did go over there on the night of July 16th, around 5
So you don't know whether you came there directly from home, directly from work, whether you had been out for the afternoon, whether you'd been working for the afternoon. You don't remember that, but you remember going over there about 5 or 6 o'clock.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
What time was it that this altercation took place?
I would estimate maybe around 10 or 11 o'clock that the actual altercation took place.
And between 5 and 6 and 10 or 11, you were all drinking?
We were all socializing, yes.
I didn't ask you whether you were socializing. I asked you whether you were drinking.
Okay, yes.
Anybody using any soft or hard drugs?
No.
There was a slight hesitation there, Daniel.
Well, I had to think that the question you asked me was pretty... no, we did not do drugs. Alcohol and cigarettes.
Any funny cigarettes?
No funny cigarettes, Your Honor. I promise you.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. There was no drug there that night.
So you were just all looped on alcohol. What was your drink of choice that night, Daniel?
We had mostly consumed...
No, not we. I said you.
I mostly consumed beer, Your Honor, with a little bit of liquor, probably.
What kind of a little bit of liquor?
Probably vodka, Your Honor.
Did you make the vodka with the beer, or were you drinking it sort of separately?
Probably separately, Your Honor.
But there came a time when you didn't remember anymore whether you were drinking it separately or together. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm sorry, Your Honor?
Well, I asked you whether you were drinking the vodka and the beer together, sort of mixed together, and you said probably separately. Now, as someone who is reasonably conversant in English, probably separately means it could have been mixed together.
Correct, Your Honor.
Now tell me what you remember as
Okay.
having happened between 10 and 11 after 5 to 6 hours of drinking with a mix of vodka and beer.
Yes, Your Honor.
Tell me what happened.
Even though alcohol was involved...
No, just tell
Okay.
me what happened.
Joey and I started to get into it because he would not allow...
That's Joey. Joey?
That's Joey Lewis on the end.
Joey.
He would not allow me to drive home, which is commendable. And he grabbed my keys and threw them in the front lawn. And, of course, I became enraged. And I said, no, you're not going to throw my keys in the front lawn. So I started a physical altercation with him. And we didn't throw any blows at each other. Like friends, we wrestled it out. We were grappling on the floor near the front door. And the two girls that were upstairs were watching, and Kyle was up there watching. And as I was on all fours, and as I opened up to my left, it wasn't then until I received a kick to my face.
And my other roommate was there.
Stop.
And I know it wasn't the two girls because she had on flip-flops or sandals, and the other girl had on cowboy boots. And the cowboy boots would have pierced my skin. And he was actually behind me to my left as I was on fours. And it wasn't until I opened up till he came in for the kick. And it was very intense. I didn't feel any pain because the adrenaline and the endorphins kick in. But the impact was very, very intense, and there was no way he could have done it lying on the ground because your momentum, if you're lying on the ground and you throw a punch in the air, you can't get your body weight into it, you can't get any force into it. He's not going to break a bone in my face, and I have the paperwork proving that I have a facial fracture and all the bills right here. I know he kicked me in the face. He definitely did. There's just no question about it. All the evidence points right towards him, and as I was on all fours, immediately after he kicked me, instantaneously, I stand up, Your Honor, and in the corner of my eye, I can see his profile. I turn around and confront him, and he looked like he saw a ghost.
You remember all that distinctly, is that
Yes,
right?
Your Honor. I've been thinking about this for a long time.
Now, before you got to the party, Daniel, had you been drinking?
No, Your Honor.
So, Daniel, I just want to understand this.
Yes.
Before you got to the party, you had not been drinking, and you don't remember where you were coming from. Take your hands out of your pockets. You do remember only that you got there at about 5 or 6 o'clock.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, then you spent 5 to 6 hours drinking an assortment of concoctions that rendered you inebriated. So inebriated that your best friend wouldn't let you drive home. Then, all of a sudden, being totally inebriated, you remember distinctly everything that happened. Doesn't that sound strange to you, Daniel? You don't remember where you were when you were sober, but when you were drunk, you remember everything. You have a very interesting mind, the way it works.
But there was no alcohol test that took place. There was no...
Listen to me very carefully, sir.
Yes.
What I said is exactly what you told me a moment ago. When you were sober, at 5 o'clock, you don't remember whether you were afoot or horseback, whether you came there from work, whether you came there from play. Then you drank for 6 hours, and then you have an acute memory of everything that happened, including a punch and a kick. Is that what you're saying?
Your Honor, I assure you I'm not lying to you.
No, I didn't ask you why I assure you're not lying. I asked you, is that what you're telling me?
Yes, Your Honor, that's what I told you.
Now let's move on to you.
For one, when him and Joey were wrestling by our front door, my other roommate, Ryan, was on his other side, right to his right, and we were both pulling him off of Joey. And he said that one of the girls couldn't have kicked him because she had sandals on, and as did I, so.
Did you kick him?
No.
You were drunk?
Yes.
Were you drunk?
Yes.
Now tell me what happened when you took his keys and threw them away.
Became enraged and we got into like a wrestling fight on the floor.
When you say it became enraged, do you remember what he said to you?
Not exactly. I can't remember. It's still blurry for me. I do remember the wrestling part. I remember us wrestling around and we fell to the ground. And I threw in a punch, but I didn't hit him in the face. I'm pretty sure I hit him in the back of the head during that. And then like 3 people tried to pull him off, and that's when we locked him outside of the house.
Nobody was angry with him.
No.
They were trying to protect him.
Exactly.
Daniel, nobody was angry with you that day, is that right?
Nobody was angry with me that day, no. But, Your Honor, I know he kicked me in the face. All the evidence points towards him, and I didn't kick myself in the face, and it was intentional and it was malicious, and it had nothing to do with what me and Joey were doing.
That's what happens when
if
you
Joey
get drunk, Daniel.
Your
That's
Honor,
what
kicking
happens
someone
when
in the
you.
face is
That's
wrong.
what happens when.
He could have
First
killed
of all-
me, Your Honor. People have died for much less. And any lower,
Daniel,
I'd have lost all my
Daniel.
teeth. Any higher, I probably would have lost an eyeball.
Daniel.
Yes, Your Honor.
Very possible. It's very possible that he
And you
kicked
can still
Listen,
see the discolor.
Daniel,
Yes,
don't drink if you can't hold your liquor.
you're right. I'm sorry.
There is absolutely no way to determine with a reasonable degree of certainty that you need in a court which of these people who were involved in this altercation caused your injury. The fact that you're giving me Einstein's theory of relativity and saying that when you're on the ground you can't punch somebody with enough force in order to get their body weight into it, so therefore it couldn't have been him that caused your injury, and therefore I must exclude him, is not evidence. Sir, listen to me carefully.
Yes, I had a phone conversation with him where he said, I admit I did not cause that injury. But I just...
No, sir.
You
You're
can
not
ask me about
following me. You don't know who caused the injury. You don't have sufficient clarity of memory in your drunken state to convince me that you can say that it was this young man that caused your injury. And if you want to make sure that you're not in that position again, I suggest that you're 25 years old and that you find something to do on a full-time basis or go to school on a full-time basis, because it's time for you to grow up.
I agree. It was an irresponsible thing for me to do.
Right. Then don't come to court and ask the court to waste its valuable time when you've behaved irresponsibly. You were all drunk. You shouldn't have been drunk, and I'm not satisfied. May have been him, but may have been him is not proof here sufficient for me to find that he's guilty.
What if he admits that he did it, though?
What if he admits that he did it? To who did he admit that he did it?
I was hoping you'd break him down and the evidence would be strong enough against him that maybe he would come clean.
Daniel,
Yes.
my job is not to break him down. My
Would you
job...
like to see the paperwork?
I don't want to see the paperwork unless the paperwork has a confession. Does it have a confession?
No, Your Honor. It's just proof from the doctor that I sustained his patient.
I believe that you sustained serious injury. You know what kind of serious injury you would have sustained if he would have let you drive home?
A lot of things could have happened that night.
Right. This time, you got drunk and you were injured. Fortunately, you didn't hurt anybody else. The answer is, don't get drunk. Getting drunk is stupid.
I agree, Your Honor.
Good. That's all.
Darla Sailors is suing 25-year-old Sally Coffey and her father, Paul Wick, for a refund on a 1996 Saturn. Darla claims she was sold a lemon.
Miss Sailors, how old are you?
32 years old.
How many cars have you had?
3.
New or used?
Used.
When you bought a used car prior to this one, were they always running? Were you able to drive them from where you purchased them home?
Yes, ma'am.
Because when you buy a car, what you want is a car that takes you from one place to another. If you wanted a geranium potter, you would buy something that just sat in your backyard and where you could pot geraniums, right?
That's right.
So this is what your lawsuit is about. You purchased a used car from the defendants for $400.
Yes, ma'am.
And the car, at the time you purchased it, was not running. So you had to tow it to your house or tow it to someplace.
That's correct.
And then you found out that the car was a real piece of junk. So you had to tow it to their house and you want your money back. They say you bought that car as is. It was a piece of junk when they sold it to you. That's why they sold it for $400. That's not what they say, but that's what I figure. And when you towed it back to their house, you damaged their garage door. So they are counterclaiming for $500. Correct?
Correct.
Correct.
Let me see the bill of sale. Thank you.
I also have a letter that she mailed me the day I dropped the car off at her house. There's no mention of any damage, as well as I have pictures of the drop-off of the vehicle, Your Honor.
Well, that's about the counterclaim. Let's see about this.
Okay.
All right, Miss Sailors, I'm going to read this to you because I have a lot of cases to do today. This is a bill of sale. It's a very clear bill of sale. It says the seller warrants, this is what they warrant to you, that they have good title to the property, to the car, and they have full authority to sell the car. Do you?
Yes.
And that the property is sold free and clear of all liens, right?
True. Correct.
Encumbrances, liabilities, and adverse claims of any nature. And then in big, bold letters, bigger than anything else on this bill of sale, it says that said assets, which is the car, are otherwise sold in as-is condition and where presently located.
Yes, ma'am.
They signed it and swore to it. You signed it.
With this sign agreeing to what is on the sign as it was sold. This sign says the engine runs great, that there's only 2 minor repairs. I have pictures of it on the car. That is where my grief comes in. She told me that my car would be worth $3,000 had I put a serpentine belt on it, and that's it, and a cooling system. She guarantees the engine running great.
No, she doesn't.
It's in the sign she put on the car.
No, she doesn't. She guarantees. Listen to me. That is what you call puffing. Engine runs great. A 32-year-old person who has owned 3 cars before knows that if you have to tow the car off their property, the engine doesn't run great. Because if the only thing that had to be fixed on this car was a belt, and then you could sell it for $3,000, these people don't look like idiots. Put on a belt on the car and sell it for $3,000. This is what you purchased, an as-is car for $400. Now, let me get to your counterclaim. It says, on August 3rd, you abandoned your vehicle on my property. I attempted to contact you and request that you remove the vehicle. My telephone calls were not returned. Consequently, I had no choice but to have your vehicle towed. It is now located at Rancho del Rio Towing. Their telephone number is, the tow truck informed me you have 3 days to claim it. Subsequent to that, it will be sold at a lien sale. How come you don't talk about the garage door?
It wasn't something I intended on pursuing.
Good, perfect, so that you don't have to bother me with it now. The car was subsequently sold?
I have never inquired into
Did you ever go to the towing company to try to get your car back?
Well, I didn't have the money to go get the car out. She had it towed, and they wanted a tow bill, and that's all she sent. And she sent me the bill of sale the same day she sent me that. That bill of sale I got.
You shouldn't have.
I know.
You
I
shouldn't.
was stupid.
Listen, well, so what do you want from me?
But
I'm not here to make you smart, madam. When you purchase a used car that says purchased as is, and more importantly, if it doesn't run, and that's the purpose of buying a car, to take you from one place to another.
Well, my
and this
mechanic-
car, I'm speaking, and this car you had to have towed.
Right.
From one place to another. It would give you a clue.
Your Honor.
Listen to me. You could tell me from today till tomorrow. You had a contract of sale. Contract of sale is you do not go outside the 4 corners of this contract. This is the only contract that exists. Not what was in the window, not what was in the window, not what was in your mind, not what was in their mind. Only this contract of sale. It's a cheap lesson. I hope you learn, and I hope everybody else out there learns.
Well, it was kind of like, it was misleading because she says the engine runs great. She said,
Madam, the engine didn't run. You couldn't even tell.
He
Put
told
your
me
hand.
not to
Listen,
tow it.
Does it look like you're losing?
I mean,
Then say nothing. Your case is dismissed.
Step out.
Timothy Glenn says ex-landlord Elena Chavez owes for an illegal eviction. Elena is countersuing for a security deposit, the return of property, and sexual battery.
Is this your son?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you ask the young man to wait outside until we're ready for him?
Sure.
If ever.
Come on.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Mr. Glenn, according to your complaint, you rented a room from Mrs. Chavez with your son.
Yes, ma'am.
And you claim that she unlawfully locked you out of the apartment.
Yes, ma'am.
You suffered damages as a result of this unlawful eviction. You want returned your rent, a deposit, your moving expenses, and punitive damages.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Chavez says that she never locked you out of the apartment. You left, and she is counterclaiming for a variety of things stolen property, damage to the apartment, and sexual battery, which she will explain to me. When did you rent this room, and why were you looking for a room?
My son and I were living in an environment that I felt was unacceptable for him. My work hours are late, and I wanted somewhere where I could consider him home at 12 years old. So I responded to an ad for a room for rent in a beautiful home, and I quote to you, cable, DSL, nice neighborhood. And I met Elena with my wife, and I told her that...
Were you and your wife living together?
No, at the time, no. I went through 17 months of self-employment and financial problems prerequisited her to move in with her parents and myself and my 12-year-old son to move into a smaller residence. We had a condo.
Your son is not the product of this marriage?
No, no, ma'am.
So you were separated from your wife at the time?
Yes. And we left and had a good conversation with Elena the first time I met her. And,
when was that?
That was, I think, late May of this year.
When did you move into the room?
June...
About June 28th.
June 28th or something to that effect. She may have documents to...
Is that right? When did he move in?
He moved in July 2nd.
Do you have a lease?
Yes, ma'am.
I can see it, please.
This is for the first room, and this is for the second room.
How many rooms were there?
There were two. The first one, the 28th, the second, I mean, it's 4 days difference. When I had the conversation with Lena and my wife concerning the potential rental, and my wife and I spoke about it, we thought it was a good idea, but I didn't have the capital. She wanted a month's rent and a month's rent for deposit. So I approached her again some days later and asked her if she'd be willing to rent to me with just the rent up front, and then we can make payments or something for the deposit. She hesitated not 1 second, absolutely. So my son and I, we moved into a small room that was very small, but it accommodated us. Nice house. We went into the other room after the fact. It was a much larger master bedroom. So.
Okay, how much was the rent on the second room?
$800 per month.
Is that right?
Yes, it is.
So you were in the second room, $800 per month, on or about the beginning of July, and you paid her how much?
$7. She probably has receipts for that effect also. 7 something and.
Mr. Glenn. You knew you were coming to court today.
Right. My stuff is all over the place in storage and everywhere because of this.
Mr. Glenn, that's not my problem. That's your problem. You know
I
you're
understand.
coming to court. If your stuff is all over and you're talking about a couple of months ago, you get it. You get it together so that you have it.
I apologize.
Ms. Chavez, how much did he pay you when he moved in the beginning of July?
When he moved in the beginning of July, he gave me $600. The last payment he gave me to complete that was $200, supposedly $200, but he only gave me $150 of it, lacking $50.
All right. $750 you received from him the entire month of July, and what was owing on that room was $800 for the rent. Is that right? The security deposit, how much did you receive for security deposit?
He never paid that, Your Honor.
Is that correct, sir?
Not during the month of July.
That's what I'm asking you. So the month of July, you never paid for the security deposit,
No, ma'am.
and you were $50 short on rent.
Yes,
Now
ma'am.
let's get
So-
to August.
Okay.
How much did he pay you for the entire month of August?
$770.
So for the entire month of August, you were $30 short in rent, correct, sir?
Mm-hmm.
And how much did he pay towards the security deposit?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Is that correct, sir?
No, ma'am. And
How much did you pay towards the security deposit in August?
in the month of August, I paid $80 to her on the 26th, and I think I paid her $172 or something down to my penny in the 1st of August. So it's about $250 and 20 cents, roughly.
For
deposit.
And an additional $770 for
rent.
For rent.
Right.
Yes.
That's not true. I give him receipts when he's giving me money, and
She gives me receipts like this sometimes also.
Just a second. In any event, there came a time, according to you, take your hands off your hips.
Yes, ma'am.
Came a time, according to you, in the month of August, that you told her you were leaving.
Yes, ma'am.
When did you tell her you were leaving?
August the 26th, I was paid by a side job that I did. I'm an auto mechanic, fixed her car a few times, and said, "Hey, Lena, let me give you $80, towards my rent, because I'm going to be about $80 short." She took the cash money, and she put it in her pocket, and she said, "Tim, I can't put that towards the rent. That's got to go towards the deposit." And I said, "Okay, understandably so, but if you do that right now, I won't have the rent complete on the 1st. And she goes, "It's not my problem. I don't have nothing to do with it." So I told her, "I'm going to move out on the 1st. I'll make other arrangements, okay?" That was Saturday the 26th, I believe it was.
Okay.
Sunday, we go to court, my son and I. Court. We went to church, and when we walked out of church, I turned my cell phone on, and I received a voicemail from Elena, and I can't quote you exactly, but the gist of the thing was I've been crunching some numbers, and you owe me $290 right now, she told me, and until I get that money, you will not get back in the house, and you will have to take me to court for your property. This is the day before school starts, and I have a 12-year-old boy, all right? So I called her based on that voicemail, and I said, do you want to call the sheriff, or do you want me to call the sheriff? Because I've paid you all the rent for this month. I gave her 80 bucks.
Well, you hadn't. You were still shy. But she is still required to go to court to evict you.
So she says, okay, you know what, you call them if you want to. So I call the sheriff. 40 minutes later, they show up. I take my cell phone out. I play the voicemail for the sheriff. She said in the voicemail, you know, until you pay me the money, you're not getting your stuff. The sheriff said, I can't touch this. But if you want to go knock on the door, I'll stand there to effect the peace, okay? So I approach the door and I knock, very lightly, okay? There are people there, and Justin's mom was there also. He's one of the witnesses for her. And no one answers the door. The sheriff then decides to knock on the door herself, somewhat louder, okay? We know we've gotten attention at this point. No one will answer the door. Then the sheriff decides to take the flashlight. Knock, knock, knock. She's getting angry, the female deputy, all right? We see Elena through the door window go upstairs quickly, and she won't answer. Sometime later, Elena comes to the window and says, who is it that's knocking at my door? And she said, this is the sheriff's department, ma'am, I need to speak to you. And she said, go ahead. And she said, I need you to come to the door. And she goes, I'm not going to open the door for him. And she said, why not? And she said, because he owes me money. And the sheriff's department said, do you have an eviction papers? Do you have anything like that you can show me? And she goes, no, but he owes me money and I'm not letting him in until he pays. Justin's mom comes to the door to come outside of the house, and she walks out. When she does, the deputy puts her foot in the front door. And Elena tried to close the door on the deputy. And the deputy said, I'm not having that, and she bowled her way into the house. I think you'll get a chance.
Do you think I need help?
I'm sorry. You have to understand what I've been through. I apologize.
Go ahead.
This is unbelievable. The deputy then forced their way into the house, at which point Elena became completely irate. Just unbelievable. She almost sat on the ground going nuts. She told them I stole money from her. She told them that I broke her gate and that I exposed myself to her and her 2 children, all right? At this point, I thought about it for a moment, and I said, I don't even want back in this house because I can't leave my boy here. Who knows what she's going to do?
Do you have a police report?
They did not make a police report.
The answer is you don't.
No, they didn't. Here's the case number if you want to call them and verify.
Do you have a police report? I'd like to see it, please.
Okay.
You see what they both have.
So the watch commander looked at me and he goes, do you want to be here? And I said, no, but I want my stuff. And he goes, well, you know, go get your stuff. So I went upstairs and started to get my stuff. And the whole time I've got my cell phone on, my wife is listening to it on speakerphone the whole time. And the watch commander said, can you prove this to me, what you just said? And she goes, yes, I can. She goes, Justin, Alex, and that's these 2 guys here. And they come downstairs with their hands in their pockets looking at the ground. And he goes, this woman says that he exposed himself to her and her kids. Can you testify to that? And Justin and Alex both looked at him and went, nope. And he said, ma'am, I don't want to hear anything else from you. I want you to sit down and let him get his stuff. And I left.
And did you get your stuff?
I got all of it, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And as I left, I gave Justin, in the presence of Kareem, everything that belonged to Elena, the wireless modem, the stereo pieces, the leather jacket I still owed money on, even some chairs that belonged to another renter.
What leather jacket that you still?
A leather jacket I was buying from her. I gave her 10 bucks out of 50, and I had forgotten it in my closet, but as I was moving, I saw it. In his presence, I gave everything that belonged to her to him. And if I still have anything else, it's because I forgot it. I'm not taking nothing from her.
Put your hands down. Put your hands down.
This is just unbelievable.
So I have a few direct questions to ask you, Ms. Chavez. Did you leave a message on Mr. Glenn's cell phone on or about the 26th of August?
No, it was on the 28th, Sunday 28th.
And what did you say in the message on his cell phone?
That he needed to pay at least the $290 and that I wasn't going to open the door. He doesn't have keys because he lost them. And I told him, I'm tired of being your door person. He's broken my gate, trying to get over the gate to get into back, to get in the house.
Listen, I asked you what you said
that he
on
needed
the
to pay that to get in the house and that I wasn't going to open the door if he wanted to come in.
Listen to me. You cannot do that. You cannot lock him out. You cannot prevent him from entering. That's an illegal eviction. You cannot do that.
I wasn't
doing that. Yes, you were. Ms. Chavez, you absolutely were.
I didn't change the locks.
I don't care whether you
didn't do
changed the locks.
anything.
Listen to me. I read the police.
If he went and got his keys, he could have come in.
I'm speaking. You were home when the police came to your door.
Yes, I was.
You refused initially to open the door for the police.
For him. The police had to open
Ms. Chavez! You refused to open the door for the police. You cannot do that. Now, when the police finally were able to gain entrance to your house and speak to you, what was the first thing that you said to them?
I said I would let her in, but not him. And she said, fine, I just want to come in. So she came in, and we started talking. And she asked me what was going on, and I explained it to her.
The first thing that you told the police officer as to why you weren't letting him in your house.
Because he owed money, and I was trying to make an attempt to get him to pay some of it.
Okay. Now we're going to get to your counterclaim. Take your hands out of your pockets.
Yes, ma'am, I'm sorry.
Your counterclaim is that A, he owes you for rent. B, he stole property from your house. You were unclear in your answer as to what property he stole. You want to tell me now?
Yes, he took with him 2 towels, a rug, a VCR that I had loaned him. He never returned it. The cable transformers and the modem key that was given to him by Charter. He never returned those things.
Okay. Do you have any of those things?
Everything I thought was hers I gave to Justin, but I'm willing to look in my stores and see if I have the VCR still. I mean, you can buy a brand new 4-head stereo VCR for 20 bucks at Walmart, right?
I got it. I got it. Okay, so that's a lot of baloney. It sounded like a lot of baloney to me because it wasn't even listed in your answer. But what you want the most for is you claim a sexual battery.
Yes.
You want to tell me about that, Ms. Chavez?
Timothy Glenn claims he was illegally evicted by former landlord Elena Chavez. Elena claims Timothy committed lewd acts.
Now, you claim a sexual battery.
Yes.
Go ahead.
The first time it happened was about the 3rd week of July. We were in the kitchen, my roommates, Alex, Justin, and we were proceeding to have lunch. Everybody fixes their own thing. And he came in, and he's very, happy, smiley guy. And he started talking about how easy it is for him to get women. And he proceeded to move his hips left to right with such force that his genitalia made slapping sounds, and he laughed about it.
Oh, my.
And I was like, totally grossed out, and I told him that it wasn't funny because he was laughing. He thinks it's funny.
What else, Ms. Chavez?
And other occasions he's done it before. He's
Ms. Chavez, you know you're full of baloney.
Yeah. I'm not.
Hey, quiet. You want to go to the theater? Go to a movie. It's a court.
He did this, okay?
Listen to me. If he did it, and if you were so offended by it that you wanted to terminate his lease, I'm speaking. You give him 30 days notice in July, which is when you say this happened and say, I cannot have that kind of behavior in my home. You chose not to do that, so I cannot believe, I'm speaking, so close your mouth, put on your listening ears. You chose not to do that. What you chose to do was to allow him to stay there and then illegally lock him out. And when push came to shove, you resurrected this baloney to justify your illegal activity. And what I'm telling you is you cannot do that. And it's a terrible thing to say about somebody, especially somebody who is the custodian of a child, especially that. Put your hand down.
I am.
Put your hand down. In addition,
in front of them, and not more than once.
Listen to me. You had an option. Your option was, I'm speaking. It's irrelevant that you spoke to him. If the conduct was so offensive to you, you give him a 30-day notice, which is your right. He is a month-to-month tenant, and he would have to leave. You chose not to do that. You chose, after this happened in July, according to you, I'm speaking, put on your listening ears, you chose, according to you, to accept rent in August, according to you, of $770. And if the conduct so grossed you out, all you had to do in July was say, I want you out. You chose not to do that. So I disbelieve how grossed out you are by any of his conduct. You cannot do what you did. And especially sexual nature with regard to someone who is a custodial parent, very bad. And I also gather from your answer, because he's got a complaint, that you called his son's school. The very day he moved out, you called his son, I'm speaking, you called his son's school to say that he was no longer living at that address. What was the reason for that?
The document states that I have to do that.
Oh, show me. Show me the document that states that you have to call the day after he moves out.
I called 3 days.
Show me. Well, unfortunately, Mr. Glenn, this form that she has indicates that she has to advise the school within 3 days if you've changed your residence.
Okay, well, that's not all she told the principal.
Well, I don't know what she told the principal unless you have the principal here.
No, he wouldn't come.
Well, your allegation is that vindictively, and I guarantee you vindictively she made this call, but she is required to do it, and therefore I cannot in good conscience rule in your favor with
Granted.
regard to that part of your complaint. I think Ms. Chavez acted wrongly. I think she made an excuse for her behavior after the police told her that she couldn't evict you.
I agree.
She couldn't lock you out, and she said, well, you were a threat to her because you sexually battered her. You may have been guilty of poor judgment or poor taste in your storytelling,
Granted.
Mr. Glenn, but there is no evidence whatsoever of sexual battery. Is there? Right. Okay. Mr. Glenn, where did you go after you left her house?
Well, I went to Kareem Pardini's house that night. We didn't know where we were going to go until about 7 p.m.
Okay, so you went to somebody's house, you slept there. Where are you living now?
Right now, we're living next door to my wife in Altaloma. We're on the way back again, and it's great. I mean, everything's coming
Well,
together.
that's fine. So it worked out reasonably well, but I believe that you have to be compensated, not just because she refused to allow you in, because ultimately what you said was, I'm afraid to leave my son here because she's acting like a nut.
Hey.
So I'm going to take my son and go elsewhere because I can't leave him here, and she acted improperly.
Whether it was
I
a
believe,
motel
I'm
or-
speaking.
I'm sorry.
I believe the fact that she told the police this baloney story about sexual battery is worthy of compensation. And it's worthy of compensation because of who you are, because of the fact that you are a custodial parent. And I don't think that she has the right to use that as an excuse for her illegal behavior. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. Your counterclaim is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Beverly Schoonover says neighbors Christy Hicks and Neighbory Lillard owe for vet bills and damages to her home. Beverly claims their 3 Rottweilers went on a rampage.
Ms. Schoonover, according to your complaint, 3 dogs that were running loose followed you into your home, attacked you, attacked your home, trashed your house, and injured your dog. Those dogs you claim belong to the defendants.
That's correct.
And you want them to compensate you for all the damage that was done to you, your medical bills, your house, and your
Yes,
veterinary bills. The defendants say they were on vacation. They don't know what happened. Right? You were on vacation?
Yes, ma'am. Well, my niece was attending a beauty pageant in Chicago.
I don't care what you were doing. You were gone.
We were gone.
And your dogs were home?
Yes, ma'am.
And got out?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what happened, Ms. Schoonover.
Well, there was a storm, and
on what date?
I believe it was August the 3rd.
I don't know. Don't ask me.
No.
I don't know where I was yesterday.
I'm sorry. It was August the 5th.
Go ahead.
Okay, there was a storm. I went outside. At the end of my driveway were electrical wires. So the officials had arrived, and they were telling me to stay away from the wires, stay away from the wires. All of a sudden, someone yells, "Smoke, fire, call the fire department." So all the people went running up, and our neighbor's house, just not a tenth of a mile on the other side of the road, lightning had struck their attic. And everyone went, and I couldn't go. I couldn't go because there's the pasture fence and there's the electrical wires. So finally the smoke got so bad, I just had to go inside. I went inside, and when the smoke cleared, I came back out. Well, in order for me to see that house, I had to go all the way to the driveway, down to the end of the fence. And I'm standing by the fence, and I look at the wires, and I think, they tell me to stay away. So I turned around, and when I turned around, there were 3 Rottweilers. One on each.
You have 3 Rottweilers?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
One on each side of me, and one in front of me. The 2 on each side were females. The one in front of me, I didn't want to deal with him at all. I looked up this way, there was no one to yell for, and I would not scream that loud with those dogs that close. I thought about the wires, but I would have to turn to get through them, and I wouldn't turn my back on 3 large black dogs. No way. They were up to here. No. So I couldn't stand there pinned against the fence. So I started walking toward my home. I had about 100 yards to go. I just decided I've had enough of these dogs. I've had to drive through them all the way, all through the winter. They would be laying in the road.
These same 3 dogs?
These same 3 dogs with 2 little dogs would be laying in the road. I mean, many times I've had to stop. They wouldn't get out of the way.
So you'd seen these dogs before?
I had seen them before.
Do you know where they lived?
No, ma'am.
How far from your house had you seen them?
2/10 of a mile.
Do you know where the defendants live now?
Yes, I do.
How far from the defendant's home had you seen the dogs?
2/10 of a mile.
You live 2/10 of a mile from where they live?
Actually, I live 4/10 of a mile from where they live.
And you saw the dogs 2/10 of a mile from
Yes.
their house?
Yes, ma'am.
So sort of in the middle?
Yes, ma'am.
How long?
Lived in the neighborhood maybe 8 years.
How many other families in the neighborhood own 3 Rottweilers?
At least 2.
Name them.
I don't really know their names, but there's a Gaines family that's in the back of the subdivision across the street from us, and also up the street there's a man that owns 2, not 3.
I asked you, how many people in the neighborhood own 3 Rottweilers?
Not any that I know of, ma'am.
Then that's the answer, sir. Don't tell me this one here, this one there. I said, how many own 3? Because your defense is, how do I know they were my dogs that caused all this damage? That's your defense, right?
Yes, ma'am.
It's getting thin. Okay, you have set the stage. Now what I want you to do is tell me about the damage the dogs caused.
And then I reached about 2 feet from my porch, and I looked up, I saw my little dog, and I was like, oh, no, my dog, oh dear. You know, I thought I could get through the door, but I forgot about the little dog would run out. And as I was thinking that, then all of a sudden this fear started to come over me, and I looked down, and they had surrounded me. I had them all 3 around me.
So what'd you do?
I prayed. That's what I've been taught to do also. I said scripture out loud.
Then
So-
what did you do?
Then when I finished the scripture, I emphatically did this, which they broke, and they ran up on the porch. And the porch is too small for me to get, couldn't get between those dogs and all that.
So what did you
So
do?
I ran down to the road. At that time, another policeman had pulled up. I summoned the policeman, he summoned another one, they summoned another one. It took 3 policemen with nightsticks, pepper spray, in the dark, trying to get those animals out of my house.
They got in your house?
They were, yes. They destroyed my bedroom. They used my couch for urinary purposes. It smells terrible.
What happened to your dog?
Oh, when we found him in the house, and they finally got the dogs out, we found him in the bathroom, and he had like a tear right here. And he wasn't moving, and he was panting very gently, and so I slipped him up on a pillow like that. So I sat outside. The pepper spray was so strong you couldn't stay in the house. So while I'm sitting on the porch waiting for them to decide how to take me to the vet, I look up, and down the driveway come the Rottweilers. Here they come back again. So I had to grab my little dog, run back in the house, call the sheriff, tell them where they were, do all that. So we got to the vet finally. The policeman took me to the vet.
Dog okay now?
Oh, remarkably.
Okay. I see items of clothing there.
Yes.
What is that?
Well, because of the wires and then the rest of the tree fell and all this, it was like 2 days before I could see my dog. They didn't really think he was going to live. So the first time I got to see him after the surgery, I had to sit on the floor.
Oh, I see. So that's blood stains from your dog?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know what that was.
That's,
how much in damage was caused in your home by these dogs?
It was over $2,700.
Okay, can I see, please,
Yes,
what photographs you have? Okay, who's going to speak?
I will.
Make it fast.
On the night of the fire that she was talking about, which was August 6th, I have pictures from where the storm had knocked the trees down and caused our gate to open. Our dogs were picked up by the animal control in our yard. The Miss Schoonover's statement had stated that she was outside letting her dog use the restroom, and the power line was blocking the trees or whatnot. But
Could I have your defense, please?
I don't understand how she could pick out our 3 Rottweilers as
I
being
just
the
asked,
dogs.
who is this man? Is he you?
I'm the owner of the dogs, Your Honor.
Listen, I just asked him a simple question. It's clear these dogs travel together. She's seen 3 Rottweilers out loose previously. So it's clear that these 3 dogs were together. You're the only people in the neighborhood that own 3 Rottweilers. Your dogs just happened to be out that evening. Okay, we have a whole lot of serendipity here. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, keep going.
Can I show you the statement from the animal control?
Yes, of course.
I also have the animal control.
Only 2 of my dogs were out and at large. They were picked up in my yard by the animal control people.
Shh. Your dogs had gotten out before.
No, ma'am, that was one occasion when I was out in the yard with them. And
Listen to me, I'm just reading this report that you gave me. They identified your dogs because they had to bring your dogs home before. Put your hand down. That's the report you just gave me.
The purpose of that report was to show you that there were 3 dogs loose in the yard that they bypassed in the street.
Listen to me very
that were German
carefully,
Shepherds.
sir. She was shown the German Shepherd. She said that they were not the dogs that attacked her dog.
Correct. but she also stated that the dogs...
She was shown 3 German Shepherds. If she was going to make a mistake, why wouldn't she make a mistake and say, these are the 3 dogs? There are 3 dogs. She knows a Rottweiler from a German Shepherd. They were with her for a long time. Listen to me carefully. You can't give me a report and say to me the report is only for one purpose, to show you that there were 3 German Shepherds out. They have brought back your dogs who were out unaccompanied before. That's outrageous. Not she. Your dogs.
No, Miss Beverly Schoonover had stated that it was so smoky outside from the fire. The house was right in front of her house that caught on fire. I have the paper, the Daily News Journal that
I want you to listen to my statement.
I'm listening, Your Honor.
Put on your listening ears. I said this report indicates that your Rottweilers were found outside by animal control before. Yes or no?
Not by animal control. They were
police officer. Strike
No,
animal control.
There was never a police report even filed on this.
We tried to get a police
These
statement.
people,
There
listen
was
to me.
no
Listen
statement.
to me. The only thing that saddens me is one of these dogs was put down after this evening. Is that right?
Yes,
That's
ma'am. Because they didn't pick it up. They said they would be back for it.
It's unfortunate that they have dogs. It's unfortunate that we don't have to have people tested before they have animals. Animals are not supposed to be left outside when you're on vacation, when you're at a beauty pageant, when you're with your daughter, when you're upstairs, downstairs, anywhere else. When you're not home, you have to make adequate provisions for animals to be cared for, not leave them outside. Sometimes bad things happen. Sometimes there's a storm, sometimes there's a hurricane, sometimes there's a flood. And when 2 idiots can't take care of animals, they shouldn't have them. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,700. That's all.
18-year-old Matthew Johnston is suing his ex-friend's father, Stan Valentine, for damage to his car. Matthew says Stan's son, 18-year-old Josh, dented the hood when he jumped on it.
Is your complaint that you were at a party where there was drinking going on, and at that party, this young man jumped on the hood of your car, caused about $750 worth of damage on the car, and you want him to pay for it?
That's correct.
Now, young Josh says that everybody was drunk. He's not exactly sure what happened, but his father has an interesting defense. So you're going to tell me at this party.
It was on or about July 14th.
Was it July 14th?
I believe so, it was.
And at whose house was the party?
At this girl named Emma's. Her graduating class was the year before me, and I knew friends that knew her.
Emma has a last name?
I'm not sure what her last name is, ma'am.
How many people were at the party?
Maybe about 20, a little less.
Were you an invited guest?
I think it was kind of like just a get-together of the people who had known those people. So I went with friends. So no, I was not.
It was easier, right?
Yeah.
No, you weren't invited
No, I
guest?
wasn't invited.
What's the drinking age where you are?
21, ma'am.
How old is Emma?
19.
Were her parents home?
No, they were not.
They gone for the weekend?
Yes, I believe so, they were.
Listen out there in television land. Lock the doors. If you go away for a weekend and you have teenagers, your house will never be safe.
That's true.
Right, Matthew?
Yes.
Matthew Johnston says former friend Josh Valentine jumped on the hood of his car when he was drunk.
Okay. Now, tell me when it was that Josh jumped on the hood of your car.
It was about 11:30 that night. Christopher noticed that a friend of ours, David, he was already past curfew, and he was very intoxicated, and we needed to get him home. So Chris suggested we take him home. So about 15 minutes later, we're outside in the parking lot putting David in. We're all about ready to go.
Putting David in the car?
Yes, David in the car. And then Chris is in the front seat.
Who was driving?
I was driving.
Your car?
Yes. And so I get in the driver's seat. Everyone gets inside the car. And next thing I know, Josh comes out from the left side and jumps on my car. His knee hits the side of the fender on the left side of the car. At that point, I was just furious. I just turned on the car and just left. Went and took David home, went and brought Chris back, stayed at the party for maybe like another hour. Ended up that Andre needed a ride home. His car was parked at Josh's house. Josh as well needed a ride home. Josh was pretty drunk. I didn't really want to take Josh home because he just jumped on my car. Andre said we needed to take him home.
Is that right?
No, ma'am.
Step up. You're Andre?
Yes, ma'am.
You needed a ride home because you had been drinking?
Yes, ma'am.
And he had been drinking?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you see him jump on the hood of his car?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what happened.
Josh actually comes on and puts his hands onto the car. It doesn't, I mean, could have been forceful, but it wasn't enough to see that would knock a dent in the car, but yes, he did slam on the front of the car, told him to stop, and we didn't want him to take Dave home.
Well, you did a lot of double talking there at the very end, but what I gather that you said was, yes, you saw Josh, who had been drinking, put his hands in a forceful manner on Matthew's car.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Do you have a car?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of car do you have?
An 02 black Mustang.
Where did you leave the car?
At Joshua's house, ma'am.
Why?
Because I wasn't going to drive that night.
Because you were drinking.
Yes, ma'am.
Smart. So you're smart enough to know that you don't want to get into a car somebody driving who has been drinking.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, to drive you home.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right?
Yes.
One must assume from the fact that you allowed Matthew to drive you home that you felt as if Matthew was in good enough shape to drive you home.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Valentine, now I'll hear you, sir.
I feel that based on the circumstances, Matthew was in fact drinking quite heavily.
You don't know that. That's not according to your witness. Not according to your witness. Your witness just testified, sir, unequivocally, that he felt sufficiently comfortable with Matthew driving him home, and he would not have gotten into a car with somebody who had been intoxicated, so that he left his car home because he wasn't going to drink and drive, but he allowed Matthew to drive him home because Matthew was sober enough to drive home. So let's get over that. Okay, now you're going to tell me why he's not responsible.
Well, maybe he is to a certain extent. I would say that he has some partial responsibility, possibly, if anything. There are some inconsistencies in Matt's story. First of all, he didn't contact Josh the next day.
I didn't ask about contacting him the next day.
Oh, I guess I feel that Matt has responsibility. I feel the people that put on the party had some responsibility.
Why does Matt have responsibility?
Because he was drinking.
What does that have to do with the dent on the car?
Well, I think if you're going to go out and go drinking and driving and partying and you're underage, you probably should not be surprised if there are going to be negative consequences. I think he should have some responsibility.
That's what we're talking about here, Mr. Valentine, responsibility.
Yes.
Where's yours?
We have maybe some partial responsibility.
Which part? Let me hear which part you think you have responsibility for.
Maybe a third of it. That was what I felt was fair and reasonable.
Well, there is a part of me, sir, that says that I think that you have the right, if you wish, to sue the people whose home this party was held at for inadequate supervision.
Okay.
If that's what you think you want to do. But you, caused damage to his car. Can I see an estimate for the car, please? $649.07 to pull out the dent. Is that right?
That is correct.
That's what you owe him.
That seems
You go
a
to
bit
school?
steep.
You go to school?
I do not. I work.
Really? Terrific. What kind of job do you have?
I work at BAE Container Solutions, making.
How old are you?
Missiles. I'm 18 right now.
You work full time?
No.
What do you do at the other part of the time?
Not work.
What do you do?
Stay at my house. I don't know.
Is that productive?
No, it's not. I can't have a full-time job yet.
How about going to school?
I choose not to.
Well, do you mow the lawn, clean the house, build a garage? What do you do?
I live in my own apartment with Andre and my other friend Justin.
Who pays the bills?
Me, Andre, and Justin.
With a part-time job?
Yeah, it's really cheap out there.
Great. Okay, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $649.07. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Denise Wyatt says her estranged daughter-in-law, Nancy Christensen, owes for the return of her appliances. Nancy is countersuing for defamation of character and harassment.
Miss Wyatt, Miss Christensen is your soon-to-be former daughter-in-law.
That's correct.
She's married to your son. How many sons do you have?
2.
I assume only one of them is incarcerated. Is that right?
One was old enough to be incarcerated, correct.
Where's the other one?
He's only 8.
Well, still got time.
Hopefully not.
Anyway, the one who's incarcerated is Miss Christensen's husband.
Yes, ma'am.
And they are in the process of, I assume, divorcing.
Yes, well, at the moment, he's not incarcerated.
Where is he?
Right now, I have no idea.
Well, maybe his mother knows, but I'm not particularly interested in that. Your lawsuit says that you loaned Miss Christensen some property, a washer and a dryer, when she and your son, and you want the washer and dryer back or the value of that property, and also you say that you loaned her $125 at some point because she needed money for rent. Miss Christensen says that these were wedding gifts that you gave to her and to her husband, that the reason you came back for them and the timing of your decision to come back for them was timed at the precise moment, the precise day that she had your son arrested for domestic violence. She said they were never loans, these items were gifts, and she doesn't know anything about a $125 loan for rent. Who is this gentleman?
This is my father.
Are you living with him now?
No, ma'am.
Who do you live with?
Right now I live at my house.
Do you work?
Not presently.
Who's supporting you?
My father and financial aid.
You have children?
Yes, I do.
How many?
2.
They're not the children of this marriage?
One of them, my son.
How old is that child?
8 months.
Miss Wyatt, did you see this grandchild of yours while your son was living at home?
Not very often.
Why not?
Because there was problems that they had in their marriage. They would argue and go in the bedroom, and it bothered me to see how her daughter would respond to it.
How old is your daughter?
My daughter is 3 1/2.
Well, Miss Wyatt, I want to tell you something. Suing your soon-to-be former daughter-in-law is not the way to form a bond with your grandchild.
I understand that.
What month and year did you loan them this old washer and dryer?
My son had moved out in March when he turned 18. The day he turned 18, he decided not to come home. 2 days later, he moved in with Nancy and her father. In May, they had gotten an apartment. They did not have a refrigerator, washer, dryer. I felt very bad because I had mine in storage and said you could use them, but I want them back because I also have other children, and when I get them back, I want to be able to have my belongings so that I can take care of my kids. I don't know if that makes sense to you or not.
Not this much. How old were the washer, dryer, and refrigerator that were in storage that you gave to the defendant?
Your Honor, I have pictures.
How old?
I purchased them when my daughter, which is now 11, was 2.
So they're about 9 years old.
Correct.
And what you wanted to do was, according to you, I'm just trying to get this straight, you wanted these things back to you as a legacy for your younger children. Now, aside from your son who turned 18, how old is the next oldest child?
11.
11. So
9.
by the time, just a second, so by the time the 11-year-old would be an adult, so that you could give the 11-year-old the washer and the dryer and the refrigerator, the washer and dryer and refrigerator would be 18 years old. Are you following what I'm saying to you?
Yes, I do.
Now, on what day did you find out that your son was incarcerated?
On Friday, September 2nd.
And there came a time when you went to the defendant's home with the police?
Correct.
On what date?
September 5th.
Why?
I had given them notice when he had left her prior to him getting arrested.
When was that?
When he moved in with my sister. And I had told them back in August that I wanted my things back. I have health issues, very serious ones. I don't want to be dragged in this. I just want my property back. So when I get my children home, I will have
What children?
I have 4 other children.
Where are they?
They live with my ex-mother-in-law. She was granted guardian health.
You have mental problems or physical problems?
Physical problems.
Okay, I'll hear you.
We moved out in April 2004. We got married in May, which I have my certificate, which was when she told us, you guys can have our refrigerator, my refrigerator, washer and dryer. I'm not using it. I have no need for it. She lives in a studio apartment which already furnishes all these items, which these items are right here. I don't know if you see pictures of them.
I see them, please.
Then everything was fine. She would come to my house. She would stay. We watched over her for 2 weeks after plenty of her surgeries. As for the gas money and the rent money, she would only give me gas money. I think she only gave me $20 one time, and that was to take her to her surgeries and then take her home. And that's as far as the money goes. Now, my husband was arrested on the 2nd. This is his police report of what happened. She called me on the 4th asking about where her son was, and I said, well, he's in jail for spousal abuse. And that's when she called the cops to have them meet. And there's paper right here saying she came out on the 4th to meet her out there at my house so that she could take away the fridge and washer and dryer. Now, when she did that, the first things out of her mouth were, "Are you ready to take your stuff out of my fridge?" I go, I don't have anything of yours. You gave that to us, and that's exactly what I told the cop. That's when the cop sent her away and told her, this is, you know, something you need to deal with in court. Well, she didn't go to the courthouse that day to file. She waited until September 6th. That was his visiting day. Now, I had been sitting in there waiting to visit my husband for an hour.
Why?
Well, because I wanted to see where his head was at, if we could work this out through marriage counseling, because this is like the first time this ever happened, you know, and I was willing for my children, for my marriage, to give it another shot, you know, try it out.
He broke your arm.
He fractured it, yeah. I know.
Fracture is a break.
Yeah, I know, it's stupid of me.
Go ahead.
I had waited to visit him for an hour. Well, his visiting was at 9 o'clock, and at 8:45, Denise walked in the jail, and she walked up to the window and asked the lady if she could visit. Well, he's only allowed one visitor or two shared people, you know, one visit a day. And she looked at me, she said, "Are you gonna let me see my son?" And I shook my head no, because I felt he's my husband. I had more of a right to find out what's going on with him. Anyway, at that moment, she turned around and she said, "That's fine. I know where you're at, and I know where your car's parked," and she walked out of the jail. So I went to the police station right after, and I went to make a police report on her. Well, they told me they weren't going to do that because they didn't think it was serious.
Okay.
Because I had asked for a restraining order. So as I was walking outside, she comes walking down the street. She says, "Nice try, Nancy. I know where your car is at. I know where you live. I'm getting your power turned off. I'm going to get everything turned off, and you're going to have to just deal with nothing." And she did this in front of I have the report right here. She did this in front of one of the police department supervisors. And she walked back in with me and told the police officer at the desk, "Look, this lady is crazy. She's got problems." And it states that in there too.
Well, you made these threats to her, Miss Wyatt, in front of a police officer.
I've never been contacted about that.
I didn't ask you whether you had been contacted by them, madam. I'm telling you that I'm reading the police report, and you made these threats to your daughter-in-law in front of a police officer.
When I went to see my son, I went to the counter and I said I was...
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about outside the police station. Outside the police station, the police officers indicate they heard you threaten her.
I did not threaten her. The only thing I said as our passing, because I was walking over to the PG&E office, that my son had contacted me. He wanted me to call the property management where he had dealings with. He wanted me to contact the PG&E, the phone company,
For what reason?
To let them know that he was incarcerated, he'd never been in trouble, and they told him he would have 3 to 5 years. I contacted the credit union.
What are you contacting those people for?
Because he asked me to do that, to let them know that he was incarcerated.
For what reason? You must have asked the reason. Why do you want to let the gas company and the power company and the rent know that I'm incarcerated? For what reason?
So that she would go bail him out. Because he had already had her in there all those days, and she had taken his paycheck. All he wanted to do was take his car and leave to cool down.
You want to say something?
I just wanted to...
Stand up.
I just wanted to point out that when the actual washer, dryer, and refrigerator was put into Nancy's possession...
They weren't put into Nancy's
it
possession.
It was a loan
Listen to
her.
Me. They weren't put into Nancy's possession, right?
Yes.
She would not have given Nancy anything. She would not have given her a dust maggot. She gave those things to them as a couple because they were getting married, and she wanted her son to have those things. She wouldn't have given Nancy anything.
When it very first started, though, they were not on odds with each other.
They don't have to be at odds with each other. Your sister wouldn't have given this lady, who was a stranger to her, anything. She gave them to the family because they were married.
I did not know that they were getting married until the day of the marriage. And I
there must have been a reason for that, Miss Wyatt.
He didn't even call his sisters or brothers or anybody.
Must have been a reason for that, too.
Denise Wyatt says her estranged daughter-in-law, Nancy Christensen, owes for the return of her appliances. Nancy is countersuing for defamation of character and harassment.
Now, I find very strange, Miss Wyatt, that one day after the incident at the jail and 2.5 days after you ascertained that your son was incarcerated for domestic violence, it was at that point that you demanded back with police assistance this property. Are you still living in the same house that you were living at when you went to get this property?
The studio apartment, yes, I am.
So what inspired you to go and get this property the day after the incident at the jail?
Because I've been spending more time with my children, and I have chances of getting my own children back, so that I will need my things when I
What are you
get
going to
them.
do with them when you get them? If I get them to you now, what are you going to do with them?
They're going to sit in my storage until I can get my children.
Hi, Miss Wyatt. I think you need a lot of help. Your case is dismissed. I find that these items were gifts to your son and your daughter-in-law, and just because they are no longer together doesn't mean that you get them back. What it means, Miss Wyatt, is that your son and your daughter-in-law will have to argue over whatever is marital property when they ultimately get a divorce. It may be that he gets them, it may be that she gets them. You have a counterclaim for harassment.
Yes, ma'am.
Leave her alone. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Good. Don't call any of her creditors. Don't call her apartment. Don't call her manager. Don't call the gas company. Don't call the cable company. Do I make myself crystal clear?
Yes, you do.
That's all.
21-year-old Shoshana McKinney is suing her former friend, 26-year-old Deshae Thomas, for smashing her car's windshield.
All right, I have a complaint and a counterclaim. Each one of you alleges that the other vandalized their car. I gather you ladies knew each other. For some time you were friendly with each other. So why don't you tell me, Miss McKinney, when you allege Miss Thomas vandalized your car and what proof you have that she did so?
This happened on July 15th. She came to the club that I was at. She wanted to pull me out and fight me, but the doorman wouldn't let her get very far because you have to pay to get in. So when she saw that I wasn't going to come out and fight her, the witnesses say that...
Don't tell me what a witness says.
Okay. She smashed in my car windows.
Did you see her do that?
No, I did not.
Who's here that did see her do that?
No one.
Good. Did she ever admit to you that she did that?
No, she did not.
If there's no proof, Miss McKinney, there is no case. Do you understand?
Yes.
Now, let's get to your counterclaim. When
it was on 8/16, right in front of my home.
You have any witnesses to your car being vandalized?
I saw them.
Well, tell me what you observed.
It was like 10 o'clock in the morning, and I had happened to glance outside my window, and I saw a female first with like a white rag and like a big white T-shirt and some shorts and like looking like a homeless person, just like hanging around. And so I didn't think much of it. And then a couple hours went by, and I still saw that person hanging around. And then I saw that person go to a white car. And then I looked closer, and I was like, that's Shoshana in the car, and that's her. That must be her mom, because her mom has glasses and she looks like her. So I blinked my alarm, like, you know, get away from my car, and then they ran away. So I went out there, and I saw the big scratch on my car, and I said, this lady done scratched my car. That's what she was doing when she was leaning on my vehicle. So a couple hours later, they came to my door. I opened the door, and I noticed that I recognized them face to face at that point in time. Mind you, we had already had a disagreement. Shoshana had felt threatened by me because we had got into an argument, and Shoshana did a lot of things to other people besides myself. She only stole property of mine, like jewelry and clothes and stuff like that. But I just, I asked you about my stuff, Shoshana, and you lied.
We're going to keep this real simple. Is what you're telling me that on the 16th of August, you looked outside and you saw somebody hanging around your car for a long time?
Leaning on my car.
For how long were they leaning on your car?
At least an hour, and then...
1 hour. And after that hour, when she got back in a car, you went outside and looked at the car and you saw a scratch on your car.
Right.
How big was this scratch?
I'll show you pictures, Your Honor. I have pictures.
I would love to see a picture.
Please do.
You're talking about this little scratch right here?
No, that's a big scratch, Your Honor.
You're talking about this scratch. It's all the same scratch, am I correct?
It's a very big scratch. You can see the close-up.
It's right above the tire. This mark right here. So you're telling me in the hour that you say she was standing in front of your car, intent on vandalizing your car, this is all the damage she did? Did you have anything to do with vandalizing her car?
No, Your Honor.
Did you have... Listen to me! Did you have anything to do with vandalizing her car?
No, I did not.
Did you have anything to do with vandalizing her car?
No.
You are her mother, is that correct?
Yes.
Stand up.
Okay.
Were you at her house on the 16th of August, 2005?
Yes.
What were you doing there?
I was there to serve papers. I was
How
there
many
for a
visits
restraining order.
Shh. How many visits did you make to her house?
One.
And when you made the visit one time, did you serve the papers?
Yes, I did.
You were there with your daughter?
She was about a half a block away once.
Listen, stop fighting with each other. I don't know what you're mad at each other about, but vandalizing each other's cars is not a very smart thing to do. If that's what you did, there's insufficient proof that that was done. Your case is dismissed. Your counterclaim is dismissed. Goodbye. Have a happy life.
Parties are excused and they step out.
James White, fiancée Karen Rundell, owes for a loan to retain a lawyer. Karen says she gave her paycheck to James the entire time they lived together.
Mr. White, you and the defendant lived together, according to the complaint that I've read, for a period of time. And it is your claim that during that time you made a loan to her in the amount of $5,000 as a retainer for an attorney because she was having some legal problems. The defendant says that while she acknowledges that you wired the money into a joint bank account that you had for the attorney, that money was paid back because all that money that was in the joint bank account was put in by both of you subsequently. So the money was repaid.
In my opinion, yes, it was.
When did you start living together, Mr. White?
We started living together in April of '04.
How long had you known each other before you moved in together?
I knew of her approximately a year prior to that.
What does that mean?
Well, I was best friends with her brother and basically met her through her brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when you moved in together in April of 2004, did you move into her place, your place, or a mutual place?
My place.
And, Your Honor, it was July of '04.
She's probably right, Mr. White.
Yeah, we had a birthday party for me in April, so yeah, then it was shortly after that, that's correct.
What was the financial arrangement when she moved into your house?
Financial arrangement, we really didn't establish any. I paid my bills and she paid her bills. She did insist that she put her check into my checking account. That didn't have anything to do with this particular item.
Just a second.
Yeah.
She put her paycheck into your checking account.
That's correct.
How much was your paycheck, Ms. Rundell?
$16.88 a month. And it was not a joint checking account. It was his checking account. I did not have access to that account in any way.
When did you make your first deposit into his checking account of $16.88?
I believe it would have been the month of July. I moved in roughly maybe the second week in July after we returned from vacation.
So let's be on the safe side. Let's say August.
That would be safe to say.
And how many months did you put your paycheck into that joint account?
Every month.
Until when?
Until January. My paychecks ended in January. Unemployment
August,
started.
September, October, November, December. 5 months.
And January.
And January.
Correct.
So it's 6 months, and that's easily verifiable by looking at your bank statement.
No, I don't agree with her putting that much money in there. She didn't have any credit, so she was using my bank to cash her checks. I wasn't aware that she was putting that money into my checking account every time.
This is a savings account statement right here. I could have put it in my savings had I been allowed to. This shows that there was no money that went into this account until a tax return was automatically deposited in the month of March.
Do you have your bank statement, sir?
No, ma'am, I don't. I just have a check that I had wrote her. I didn't even know she had a savings account.
I don't care whether you knew she had a savings account or not, sir. You get a checking account statement every month.
Correct.
And every month you would see a deposit in there.
Right.
And that deposit would not be your deposit. I mean, we know what our deposits are. So she was depositing her check into your account. And that account would also show certain withdrawals if she was using your checking account as merely just a revolving door for her money. She was putting it in and cashing it.
She was putting her check into my checking account during the beginning of her stay at my place, and then we were using my check to write checks for all the bills.
It was not in name a joint account, but it was a joint account because that money was being used to pay joint bills.
Correct.
$16.88 per month.
Correct.
Are you chewing gum?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let us assume everything that you say is correct, that for 6 months you put in
Yes.
That comes to $10,128. Now, why did you need an attorney?
I had filed a police report as a mandatory reporter with the police department there locally where I live.
Is it a criminal matter?
Yes, ma'am.
Is the matter still pending?
Yes, ma'am.
And you retained a private attorney?
Correct.
And you discussed that with Mr. White?
Correct.
Is that right, sir?
Yes, I had no knowledge of her making this report.
I don't care about the
Okay.
substance of the case.
Okay.
The need for an attorney, something else.
Correct. We did discuss the need for an attorney, and it was important that she hired a good one for this situation.
So what did you say to her?
So we made arrangements to lend her $5,000 off my credit card.
That's a conclusion, sir.
We had talked about this and discussed we needed to retain $5,000 for this attorney, and we decided to take this off of a credit card that I have. I had no credit card debts at all. One of the qualities she talked about with me is that I wasn't in any debt. This was a special occasion that I needed to help her out on, so I decided to take a credit card, dump the credit card into my checking account, and give her a check on November 28th for $5,000. She told me when she got her income tax that she would give me half of it in one lump sum and make payments on the rest, and I was fine with that.
That is not true.
Well, tell me what the discussion was, Ms. Rundell.
The discussion, there was never a discussion around the credit card, just like there wasn't a discussion about how we were going to pay our bills when the money was lumped together in the checking account. What we had discussed on many different occasions was how we were going to use the money wisely. This chunk of money, which would have been around $6,000 for the tax return, what were we going to do with it?
You were going to
many
pay me
different.
half that.
I was talking.
Sorry.
On many different occasions, we talked about different things. We talked about we would take a trip, but not too far. Didn't want to spend too much money. We talked about paying a big chunk of it to Bank One credit card, which the attorney came off of. We also talked about paying off his Washington state unemployment money that he still owed. When I moved in, was $4,000. It was down to $1,500. We wanted to eliminate that payment each month.
All right, let's get back to talking a little bit turkey, Ms. Rundell. It is your defense that you put in your check into the account and you were living like a married couple.
Correct.
And when you moved in together in July, it was your intention that your money be spent on household bills.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't need an attorney until what month?
October.
That's not a household bill. So that what it really did was cut your participation in the household bills in half. Because if you deposited $10,000 into this account to pay for your expenses during the course of that 6 months, madam, and you withdrew $5,000 out of it for your own personal use, then it's very possible that Mr. White is correct, that it was anticipated that you would be repaying this account when you got your tax return.
It wasn't repaying that account. The tax return coming in and was going to be used to pay bills wisely, not just on a credit card. This has nothing to do with paying back the credit card. It has to do with Mr. White and his continued abuse and harassment that has not stopped and will not stop.
It will stop when he gets his money back.
That's right.
Trust me, it won't stop.
There isn't a question in my mind that we probably wouldn't be here having this discussion if the two of you were still together. Because if you were still together, you would be continuing to contribute your $16.88 a month into this account. And eventually, this $5,000 would be paid back from payments to the credit card. But you're not together anymore. And Mr. White feels as if he's a fool because he had this outlay of money, and now you're not together anymore. You got your tax return back. There was discussion about paying back this, whatever, Capital One card or whatever it is. Some of the money that he gave you to pay your lawyer. You're still using the services of the lawyer, correct?
Correct.
Have you given the lawyer any more money?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so you're still living off of that $5,000. And he says, minimally, our agreement was that she was going to continue to put her $16.88 into the account so we could at least pay the lawyer back from that money. That stopped. Listen, you want him to leave you alone?
I do.
Pay him his money. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
21-year-old Cassie Priber Floyd is suing her ex-boyfriend, 22-year-old Andrew Higgs, for unpaid loans and for breaking her windshield with his cell phone.
According to your complaint, Cassie, the defendant, who was your boyfriend, needed some money for rent. You loaned him $300, then you had a fight, and he broke your windshield in your car. you want him to fix it, and then you want money for chauffeuring him around to various things, including seeing his daughter.
Correct.
You have a daughter?
Yes, ma'am.
How old is she?
Year-old.
You support her?
Yes.
How much do you send?
I send at least $150 every week.
If child's mother was here, would she tell me that you spend $150 a week on your daughter?
Yes.
All right, Cassie, so let me hear about this first loan that you made him. When was it?
The first loan was May 4th.
Tell me about it.
Andrew was staying in a hotel, and his brother could not loan him any more money, and he needed money for rent to be able to stay in the hotel. So he asked me if I could loan him the money for the rent. He promised to pay me back.
That's a lie, Your Honor.
He promised to pay me back, even if he had to give me his paychecks until it was paid off. I have a witness that was there.
Where did this conversation take place?
At his hotel room.
Where were you staying at the time?
I was living in Harrisonburg.
Were you staying in the hotel?
No, I was not.
Did you ever stay in the hotel?
I stayed one night.
It's a lie.
I'm going to give you one more opportunity, then I'm going to throw you out of here, which is not a good thing. You do want to be heard, don't you?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
How many nights did you spend there, Cassie? And don't make it difficult for me.
Only one night, Your Honor.
In total?
In total.
Okay, now when was this incident with the windshield?
The windshield incident was on June 22nd.
Between May 4th and June 22nd, did he give you any money?
No.
Did you ask him about it?
I asked him pretty much every day for it. He kept saying, I need daughter's mom child support money, or I need it for drugs. He smoked almost every single one of his paychecks.
Well, didn't that give you a clue, Cassie, that this was not the kind of person you wanted to be around?
For a while, I did stop talking to him. He called me on June 22nd, said he was having problems with his daughter's mom.
What were the problems he was having with his daughter's mother?
He was not paying her child support, and she did not want to let him see her.
What were you doing with your money?
I was paying my rent.
Were you smoking dope?
No.
Methamphetamines, Your Honor.
Ooh, you doing methamphetamines?
No, ma'am.
That's a kind of nasty story to make up about you.
But actually, Your Honor, we did take part in that there for a couple weeks, but she was involved just as well as I was.
So if I asked you if you were doing drugs, the answer was yes.
But the money that she loaned...
Just a sec. The answer would be yes.
Right. The money that she loaned me was actually because she was living with me at the time, and plus half that went to her nose also.
That's not true, Your Honor.
She was living down there with me because she lives house to house. She can't take care of her kids. She's been living in 7 different houses in the past year because she can't hold a job. She can't do nothing.
Where are you working now?
I'm a waitress.
Where?
At IHOP.
How long have you been there?
On and off for 4 years.
On and off doesn't tell me. How long have you been there the last stint there?
Probably about 4 months. No, give or take 3 months, 2 months. I'm sorry.
I got it.
Cassie Pryber Floyd says ex-boyfriend Andrew Higgs owes for loans and a broken windshield. Each is accusing the other of being a drug addict.
All right, my dear. Now you can tell me about the windshield.
I had picked Andrew up on June 22nd. We had gone back to one of his witnesses' houses, and everybody was drinking. He had about 2 40-size bottles of beer. Him and I had gotten into an argument. He was getting rowdy with everybody. So I told him I was going to take him home. On our way home, I received a phone call, and he got upset about the phone call and threw his cell phone up into the dash of my car, breaking and spiderwebbing my windshield.
Okay, let's hear about the windshield incident. Andrew.
We was at the witness's house drinking.
What day of the week was that?
Wednesday, I believe.
Wednesday. What time did you get there? Whose house was it? Raise your hand. What time?
7:30, 8 o'clock.
In the evening?
Yes, ma'am.
And how many children do you have? 2?
Yes, ma'am.
Where are they?
One is with me, and the other one was with her dad.
The one that's with you is how old?
She's 4.
And the one that's with her dad is how old?
She's 2.
Where was the one that lives with you at 7:30 in the evening on Wednesday?
Probably spending time with my father. My parents have joint custody, but I have primary physical custody. When my father and my stepmom have time, they do spend time with her.
That is not true. You got a lot of growing up to do.
Yes, I know that.
You know, her father takes care of her daughter. She gets her maybe once a month.
I got it.
I have her every day, Your Honor.
Listen to me, Cassie. When a court has to get involved and give grandparents legal custody of a child.
That's not what happened, Your Honor.
No?
Her father ended up in jail, and
yes,
I did not want him to have to fight me for custody because he was in jail. My dad and my stepmom do have joint custody of
Cassie!
for that.
That is a lot of baloney. Do you want me to tell you why?
Why?
I was a family court judge for many, many years. People in prison do not sue for custody. And the only reason grandparents get custody of children is because a parent is unable, physically or emotionally, of them. That's why a court gives grandparents custody of children. So I'm telling you, you better grow up, you two. Doing drugs jointly or independently not only is wasteful, since you work at IHOP, and you work where, sir?
I'm a truck driver.
Well, a truck driver who does methamphetamines is not a truck driver that I would like to have driving my truck or on the road.
Your Honor, I don't...
Do we understand each other, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now tell me what happened in the car when her windshield got smashed.
She got a phone call from a witness here saying that it was another guy waiting at her house for her. And me and her got in an argument. Instead of losing my cool, I tossed her.
Don't interrupt. Sure, it's true.
I just threw my phone up against the window. And then next day, well, she went back to my witness's house and was laughing, saying that she hit me and everything. And
she hit you.
And next day, she realized that her windshield was broken. She called me up. It's like, yeah, when you threw my phone, you broke my windshield. And she's like, well, I'm not really worried about it because 2 days later, we got back together.
All right. And then you want money for driving him around to see his daughter. Is that right? That's the last part of your lawsuit?
Yes, ma'am.
Forget it. I don't want to hear any more. Listen, I'm going to make short work of the two of you. So far, between the two of you, you have managed to ruin your young lives yourselves and bring 3 offspring into this world, none of whom you are caring for. You have done enough damage. Grow up. The time you came here to file a case, to come here, you should have better spent doing something productive. Do we understand each other?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, I have...
Quiet. There isn't a question in my mind, sir, that if I were to ask the mother of your child whether each and every week she gets $150 from you, I would not get an affirmative response.
Yes, you would.
Maybe once in a while you send it. Put your hand down. Either one of you two ladies the mother?
No, but I'm...
I don't care. I just ask a question. Either one of you the mother of this child? Good. Then shut up. You get me? You made 3 babies. You tortured enough people. Grow up. Especially you. That's all. Out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
16-year-old Camden McClure says his mother, Gay McClure, owes for the value of car parts and for closing his savings account.
Why don't you sit down, young man? Mr. McClure, this is your former wife,
Yes, Your Honor.
and this is your son
Yes, Your Honor.
that you had together.
Correct.
You have one child together?
Yes, only one.
And how long are you divorced, Mr. McClure?
Approximately a year and a half.
When you were divorced, where did your son live?
Initially lived with my wife.
For how long?
Approximately 2 years.
Okay, and then came to live with you.
Yes, as of the end of July of this year.
Both you and your son are plaintiffs in this case. I'm going to hear from you first, and then your son and I are going to have a discussion. Your son came to you in July. You were under a court order for support. The support order was for how much a month?
$677 a month.
Your suit claims that that money was taken out of your salary for the month that your son was with you, and so therefore you've overpaid child support.
Correct, until we could get the paperwork in on the modified divorce order.
Mrs. McClure, you do not deny the fact that he overpaid the $677 for that month.
No, ma'am.
So what's the issue? Why don't you return it?
He had continually told me that I was to spend every single dime of child support on Camden.
That's not true.
Shh. She's giving me her reason.
I just did. I knew that it was an overpayment.
No, if you knew it was an overpayment, you did the wrong thing.
But
and if you did the wrong thing, you have to pay him.
I also tried to pay him back.
No, according to you, try to pay him back $10 a week. Or $20 a week. And that's unacceptable, because it would be unacceptable, Ms. McClure, if you were the recipient of child support in the amount of $600 and change a month, and he decided he's not going to pay you the $600 a month. He's going to give it to you in dribs and drabs of $20 a month, and he'll catch up when he wants to catch up. That would be unacceptable to you. It's unacceptable to him, because he had the responsibility of supporting the child during that month, and you have the responsibility of paying him back the money. You should have sent it back as soon as you got it. We understand each other?
Yes, ma'am.
So your claim is for $677?
$624 and change.
$624. Just saved yourself $50, Mrs. McClure. That's what you're entitled to, and that's what you're going to get. Understood?
Yes.
Now you can stand up. What's your first name?
Camden.
Why did you go and live with your father, Camden?
The living experience with my mother wasn't a very likely.
How old are you?
16.
So you lived with your mother for 16 years. You mean all of a sudden it became an unpleasant experience?
Yes.
In what regard, sir?
I wanted to spend more time with my father, so I was wanting to go live with him.
That's perfectly acceptable.
Then when I informed her of it, progressively our relationship just got worse.
Well, that's unfortunate. But your desire to go to live with your father, according to you, was just because you wanted to spend more time with your father. Is that right?
Yes.
You have a problem with that, Mrs. McClure?
Only for the fact that several months before that, we had discussed him going to live with Brian, and he said that he did not want to under any circumstances, and he actually wanted me to promise to him that if Brian sued for custody, that I would not go along with it, I would go to court.
Changed his mind. Listen to me. Let's say that happened. He changed his mind, and that's what kids do when they're 16 years old. So when they're 16 years old, what you're supposed to do is say, listen, you want to go live with your father? Free. I'm free, right? Worry about where he is. I don't have to worry about him coming home. I don't have to clean up after his mess in the bathroom. You don't have to fight with him over cutting his hair. You don't have to do anything. He's with his father. It's his father's grief. I mean, I understand this. I was in family court for a lot of years. You get hurt. You get a little wounded. It's a natural phenomenon that you get a little wounded. But, you know, what I'm telling you is, for the first time in your life, as an adult, you're going to be free. If nothing else, I'm going to make you feel good about that. Because it's not anything that reflects on your parenting. He had a wind that went through his brain. Today, I want to go live with my father. We can pal around together. We're going to be buddies. I want to bond with him a little bit. Terrific. You have other children, sir?
I live with my current wife, and we do have a 5-year-old daughter together.
Great! Now you got 2 kids to worry about.
Yes.
You are the man. Good
Oh,
for
it's
you.
fun.
Oh, definitely. Good for you. Okay, now Camden.
Yes.
This is why your father has included you in this lawsuit, because you're a minor. Now, you had use of a car when you were living with your mother. The car was her car because it was in the judgment of divorce, according to what I read. She got that car. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. And according to your mother, she put in a lot of money in the car to make it drivable, and you drove that car. And according to you, you put in some money also. You put in, I don't know, rims and the things that kids put in cars, right?
Actually, I made it runnable.
Mr. McClure, I don't want to hear you encouraging him at all. Do we
Okay.
understand each other?
Yes, Your Honor.
This isn't supposed to be a bad thing for him. This is supposed to be a good thing for him.
Yes, it is.
That he's come to live with you. He's got a mother. She loves him. He's supposed to love her, not be angry with her. I'm a little angry with you for including him in this lawsuit, for even permitting it to go forward without saying to him, Camden, you're wrong. This is your mom's car. I got a car when we got a divorce. She got a car when we got a divorce. This is her car. It's not your car. That's what you should have done.
If I may, Your Honor.
Yes?
The car was purchased approximately when Camden was 12 years old, and everybody in the family was under the understanding...
I don't care what the understanding was. You were living with your wife at the time?
Correct.
All right. Listen to me very carefully, sir. Now you're divorced, and in the judgment of divorce, she got the car. Did you take a car?
I took a vehicle, yes, and she
Good.
received this vehicle.
And if she got one car and you got another car, then what you do is you want your son to have a car, give him your car if he comes to live with you.
He
Don't
does.
say to him, that was your car. Everybody understood it was going to be your car when you turned 16.
That's
How
correct,
many
Your
cars
Honor.
did you give her? 2 cars or 1?
2?
2.
Yes.
From you?
Yes.
Tell me.
87 Buick Riviera and the 86 Pontiac Trans Am.
And what did you get?
An 86 Trans Am and my 93 Chevy pickup.
So you did a little bit better
I,
by about 5-6 years.
yeah, the only vehicle that I had payments on was the pickup.
Listen to me. You did a little better.
Yes, I did fine.
Good. So now you have 2 cars, and she has 2 cars. And if your son comes to live with you, give him one of your cars.
He currently has his own vehicle, Your Honor.
Perfect. Then why are we here, Camden?
Because some of the parts that I put on that car to make it runnable, so I worked for those and installed them.
And you used the car?
Yes.
Did you pay for the car?
No.
Did you pay to have the repairs done on the car other than the few parts that you put in?
All the repairs that were done were by myself.
You put in all the repairs since you're 12 years old?
Me and my father, 10.
I'm talking about you. It's not your car, it's your mother's car. She let you drive it. You don't belong here suing her. We understand each other?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, let's talk about this bank account that you claim your mother closed out and took your money. How much money was in this bank account?
$528.
And where did you get it from?
Working for my grandfather, yard sales, things like that.
When was the account closed?
August 25th in 2003.
Did you put any money into that account, allegedly, after August of 2003?
No.
Well, you were still living with your mother then?
Yes.
Tell me what happened with that account in 2003.
I do not know. She said that she closed the account.
You closed the account in August 2003. Why?
Because we lived way out of town. And when he needed money for, you know, the church group or whatever activity that he wanted to go, if he didn't happen to tell me the day before, I didn't have the money on hand. So he either didn't get to go or, you know, I'd have to go all the way back into town to take the money out of the bank.
Why didn't you pay for it?
I did on a lot of things.
You should have paid for it on everything. Do you work?
No.
Well, how do you support yourself?
I was on public assistance.
Did you know that your mother was receiving public assistance?
Yes, ma'am.
Were there things that you needed that you didn't have money for?
A few things, nothing too important.
Like what?
Just daily necessities. Sometimes it was hard.
So is it possible that this money got used up?
Possibly.
Did you know that your mother was going to the bank to take this money out in small amounts when you needed the money? Did she say, well, go to your bank account and take out the money?
No, I didn't.
You
Yes,
sure
he
about
did.
that?
Yes, he did. And it was even under his suggestion, Mom, why don't you just close the account, have the money here at the house, so you don't have to worry about running all the way back into town and running back when he would want money for
Does that
something.
sound familiar to you, Camden?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Camden says that he worked.
Yes.
And he put his money into that bank account.
Yes, he did. I also put money in there that he did not, per se, work for, but yes.
She didn't put any money that I didn't work for in there.
Can I see the transactions from the savings account, please?
Go back over there.
Sorry, sir.
Okay. This money was originally opened with $300. The only money that was put in was $227 after your mother put it in. So, Camden, my question to you is it possible, sir, that that's the extent of the money that you put in this account, $227?
That bank was open here in Boise, and most of the money I made was when we still lived in Twin Falls. So that's why there's a $300 deposit.
Well, that's the beginning balance.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Ms. McClure, let me tell you this. There's no question that this car is your car. I'm dismissing that part of your son's lawsuit that deals with that car. I do, however, think that he has a legitimate complaint with regard to the savings account that was in his name, where he put his money. This is his money. You are the custodian for his money, and you can't take it out and spend it unless you're prepared to show me exactly what you spent it on.
I didn't necessarily spend it. Camden did.
Lawsuit, sir, I am awarding you the $528.85 for the money that's in the account. I hope that that satisfies you. I want you to be a smart boy.
Thank you.
Just because you decided to live with your father doesn't mean that you don't have a mother anymore. I've already explained to her that she should be the second happiest person in this room today because she has a little bit of freedom, and she should use that to get herself together, to get a job, to start taking care of herself, which she clearly hasn't done in a very long time. That's her responsibility. She doesn't have any children at home. She doesn't have any reason why she can't get a job and work.
I have one.
Well, it's been a long time
Yes.
coming. It is time now for you to take care of yourself and nobody else to take care of you. You owe your former husband $624 and your son $528. Thank you. That's all.
Tricia Thomas and her fiancé Wesley McMillan are suing former friend, Billy Chrisley for causing them to be ticketed for the possession of marijuana.
According to what I read, you were traveling in 2 cars, leaving Texas on your way to Arkansas because of Hurricane Rita.
Yes, ma'am.
You were traveling behind Miss Thomas.
Yes, ma'am.
In the car that you were traveling in was Mr. McMillan, one of Miss Thomas's children.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Thomas was traveling in front of you, and in your car was another one of your children?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Chrisley, you were pulled over by the police.
Yes, ma'am.
For tailgating.
Yes, ma'am.
What did the policeman say to you?
Well, he pulled me over for tailgating. That's what he told me he pulled me over for.
In what state were you when you
In
got
Oklahoma.
pulled? Oklahoma.
We were on our way back.
Go ahead.
So he pulled us over. He asked me for my license, registration, all that for the car. And I told him I didn't have my license, and I just got the car, so I didn't have no insurance, no registration, no nothing on it, because I just got it.
Well, what about your license?
It was expired, and I still had to leave to go to Arkansas, and I just drove back, you know.
Could we move on, please? What else did the police officer say to you?
So he ran my record and everything else. Then he asked me if I had anything, and I told him yes. And so he went back to
Well, you said yes, and he said, what?
No, we just went back to my car. I gave him what I had.
Well, what did you have?
I just had maybe a joint and a half.
Of marijuana?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you have it?
In my center console.
Where'd you get it from?
I brought it from home.
Had you used it while you were in Arkansas?
Yes, ma'am.
And you only had a little bit left?
Yes, ma'am.
Anyway, so now, against that backdrop, Officer Byrd, the police officer gave him a ticket and also gave Mr. McMillan a ticket because under the laws in the state of Oklahoma, if there's marijuana or drugs in the car, everybody's responsible. So everybody gets a ticket. So Mr. McMillan got a ticket, and Miss Thomas over here had to pay the ticket, or else she was leaving Mr. McMillan in Oklahoma. And she wanted him home because it looks to me as if you're expecting.
Yes, ma'am.
How wonderful.
Tricia Thomas and fiancé Wesley McMillan say former friend Billy Chrisley caused them to be cited for possession of marijuana.
So since you had to come up with this money because of his personal use marijuana, you really feel as if he should take care of the ticket.
Correct. I don't think I should because I already admitted up to my own stuff.
Well, why is it his fault?
Well, I don't see why the cop gave him a ticket for my stuff. I already gave it to him.
Because that's the law. I haven't seen that law, but I must assume in Oklahoma, if you are an adult and you are apprehended or stopped in a car and there is contraband, you know what that is? You know, bad stuff, contraband?
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody in the car is responsible.
Okay.
That's the law. So your suggestion that he sue the cop really doesn't make sense. Now, if you said to me, look, he shared the marijuana with me, he smoked the marijuana in Arkansas, he knew it was there because we both used it together.
Well, we did.
Did you?
Yes, ma'am.
Ooh, where did you do that?
While we were up there.
In Arkansas?
Yes, ma'am.
Really? You sure?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead, Mr. McMillan.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I've been clean from every drug and alcohol for over 6 months and still going.
Well, sometimes there's a little bit of stress, Mr. McMillan, when you're escaping a hurricane.
Nope.
Because of the stress, he started smoking cigarettes again.
That was it.
Where were you in Arkansas, sir, when he was smoking this marijuana with you?
We were at the person's house that we were staying at. We just walked around the woods.
No, ma'am. The only time that me and Mr. Chrisley ever took a walk, we went to the woods. There was nothing ever done. We ran down the side of a mountain and came back up, and that was it.
Now, when was your license suspended?
It was suspended in about, I think, 2002.
For what?
My dad gave me the keys to his truck so to give back to my mom. And when the cop pulled me over, they searched me. And all I had in there was, I had a 12-pack, but there was only 6 of them left. But when they searched the truck, they found a little baby roach that was in a film case that was in the truck, which I didn't know was there.
More drugs and alcohol?
Well, the alcohol was mine.
Was inside your belly, inside your little tummy? 6-pack?
Yes.
So you lost your license because of drugs and alcohol?
No, it was just the drugs. They didn't charge me with alcohol.
Just the drugs. How'd you come up with the $940 to pay your ticket?
My ticket was $1,261.
Well, how'd you come up with $1,261
I had to borrow from my mom, and I'm still paying her back. They had to use their house note to pay for that fine. And by the time it added all up, it was $1,343.
You want to know something?
Yes, ma'am.
I believe him. I believe that Mr. McMillan knew that he had marijuana.
I didn't know he had it in the car.
I know you didn't, but Mr. McMillan did, and I believe he used it with him. Now, that certainly would indicate to me that he bore some responsibility for this marijuana being in the car. So I suggest you get your money from him. And while the defendant acknowledges that this was his marijuana, everything else he's told me, I believe. He's not making up this stuff because he's certainly not making himself look too good, right? You understand that I don't think you look like a model citizen.
Which I know I'm not.
We know you're not.
Yes, ma'am.
But I believe you when you say that he was smoking marijuana with you in Arkansas. You are telling me the truth, aren't you, sir? I believe you. So that being the case, Mr. McMillan, you pay your own ticket, and I suggest you reimburse your fiancé for the ticket. You knew the stuff was there. You enjoyed it while you were in Arkansas. You got to pay the piper. Case dismissed, that's all.
Nathan Heater says ex-girlfriend Rebecca Titus had him falsely arrested for physically abusing her. Rebecca claims he kicked her in the stomach during her pregnancy.
Mr. Heater, the defendant used to be your girlfriend.
Yes.
And according to your complaint, she had you falsely arrested for domestic violence.
Correct.
Ms. Titus says that she did call the police. She had you arrested for domestic violence, and that's because you hit her. Correct?
Yes.
This incident happened on what date?
July 28th.
Now, Ms. Titus, I am correct that at one point in your relationship, you found yourself pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And you told Mr. Heater that he was the father of this baby and that you miscarried. Is that what happened? But it turned out that he was not the father of this child.
It could have not been his.
Right. And then you renewed your relationship again briefly. But that's all it takes, Mr. Heater. A brief moment of stupidity, and Miss Titus told you she was pregnant again. And according to you, you said, listen, I didn't know about last time, I don't know about this time. I don't want to have anything to do with this baby until I take a paternity test.
Actually, what I told her was that I would help her out as long as I would be repaid if the baby was not mine.
You didn't discuss that with me first. I would have told you that that was a very bad idea. However, on the evening of the 28th of July, according to you, and according to Miss Titus, she called you and wanted to come over to talk.
Actually, he called me.
Yes.
What did you call her for?
I thought that she had a doctor's appointment regarding the baby the previous day, and I just called to see how it went.
And what did Miss Titus tell you?
She said that I was wrong about the date, that I believe it was the next day, and that she would like to come over and speak to me. And I said, I don't think that's a good idea. We speak face-to-face, that we should speak over the phone. And she said that she didn't want to speak over the phone.
So Mr. Heater told you not to come over?
Well,
you
no.
acknowledge that. He said he didn't want to talk to you in person.
He said that he didn't want to talk to me, but eventually said that it was okay for me to come over.
Did you tell her it was okay to
No,
come
I
over?
did not.
No, I don't believe that. It's not what you say in your answer, and I don't believe that. He said he didn't want to talk to you in person. He thought you should discuss whatever he had to discuss over the phone. But you went over there anyway. What time did you go over there?
About 12:30 in the afternoon.
What did you want to discuss with him?
I wanted to talk to him about the baby and about how things were going between us. We were, before this, we were going out and doing things together and, like...
Don't you people know anything about birth control?
Yes, they don't work for me.
They don't work for you?
Yes. My body rejects them.
There are all kinds of birth control, Ms. Titus.
Yes, ma'am.
The answer to having a problem with one form of birth control is not to have babies with people who don't want to have children with you, like Mr. Heater or anybody else. So you went over there about 12:30.
I knocked at the door, and he told me to come in, and I upset him. And
how did you upset him?
I don't remember exactly what I said.
Maybe you
to
do.
him.
If you don't remember, maybe he does. What happened, Mr.
I
Heater?
was upset before she came into the house because I told her not to.
Come over.
And she started screaming through my door at me.
What was she saying?
You have to live up to your responsibilities. You can't create a situation and then not take care of it.
That doesn't sound welcoming, Miss Titus.
That never happened at all.
Go ahead.
So, to save myself from embarrassment from my neighbors, and I did open the door for her to try to...
So you let her in?
Yeah.
And what happened when she came inside?
It just continued on the same thing in there. You have to take care of this. And, you know, I was trying to tell her I'm doing the best I can with this. I don't really know how to deal with this situation. Everything's so bad. I don't know what to do except for what I am doing, and that wasn't good enough for her. And for 30 or 45 minutes, she followed me around my house with me telling her to leave over and over and over again. She would not leave my house. And eventually I was in the kitchen sorting my dishes, and she came in and was pointing her finger at me, yelling at me in there, telling me the same thing, that I had to deal with my responsibilities. At that point, I took her by the hand that she was pointing at me with and just turned her around facing the kitchen door. And I had hold of her elbows with my body pressed against her back and was just walking her towards the door. I was like, you need to leave now. And she grabbed onto the kitchen doorway and started pressing back against me. And when I finally backed off of her and she let go of the door, she turned around and grabbed my hand like this, and then she smacked me in the face and said I had no right to touch her. And as a reaction, my hand came back around too.
So you hit her?
Yeah, regrettably I did come back around. She went off towards what I thought was the front door, but as I was in the kitchen, I heard her dialing my phone. She told me then that she called the police.
Do you have a copy of the police report?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it, please. Who is this gentleman, Mr. Heater?
This is my friend, Jason Hubbard.
Was he a witness to what happened on the 28th of July?
No, he wasn't.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Titus, tell me what happened, your version of what happened when you got into the house.
When I came into the house, we sat down on the couch and started to talk. At first, things were okay. Then I started talking about the baby and about this new girl that he's dating and how that her not liking me around is the real reason why he's not wanting to have anything to do with the baby. Then he got upset and told me to leave, and I told him no, he can't just end the conversation anytime he wants
yes, he can.
to.
He can tell you to leave his house. Go ahead.
I followed him around the house and was still talking to him, and we ended up in the kitchen, and I had said something about this girl he's dating, his girlfriend, and he doesn't like me to refer to her as that, so that made him really upset. And he came and he grabbed me by my arms and started to escort me through the door, and I stopped myself, told him he didn't have any right to put his hands on me at all.
Yes, he did.
Not according to...
Oh, yes, you did. Once he tells you that he wants you to leave his house and you remain there, you're trespassing. That's a crime. Next.
Well, according to...
Don't tell me according to anybody. You tell according to a police officer? I've had 10 years of postgraduate legal education. When you're in somebody's house and you're an invited guest, first of all, you weren't an invited guest
But
in this
I
house.
was
I'm
invited.
speaking. You weren't an invited guest. You were told not to come. You came anyway. He tried to avoid you and said, please leave. Once he told you to leave his house and you refused, you become a trespasser.
Well, another reason
Now-
I didn't leave is because in previous arguments that we've had, he's asked me to leave, and then 10 minutes later, he'll call me and tell me come back over.
Well, you just have to guess his mood then. Right now, he told you to leave, and you didn't leave. So he put his hand, escort you out. And what did you do?
I was pushing back against him, like you said, and I turned around, and he still had a hold of me when I smacked him in his face.
Right, so you smacked him in his face first.
Yes, ma'am.
And then he slapped you.
Twice.
Twice. You slapped him the first time, he slapped you twice. It's amazing to me that the police arrested you, sir. Absolutely amazing. He tried to get you out of the house. He's holding on to your arms. You're resisting him. Ultimately, you turn around. He's still pushing you, correct? And you slapped him. He slapped you then twice. Where did he slap you? In the face?
In the face.
And then he let go of you when you called the police. And you are there because you are pregnant.
Yes.
And you're concerned about the welfare of your baby.
Yes.
And that is the primary thing that you're concerned about, the welfare of your baby.
Yes.
So let me tell you what you told the police. Titus said that the defendant grabbed her by the arms and began to drag her out of his house, physically trying to remove her from the residence. She advised that she is pregnant with his child and that he pushed on her stomach. Was that meant to get the police really angry at him? Pregnant, he pushed on your stomach? You're full of baloney. And you had no right to have him arrested. And I'm amazed that they arrested him. He has a right to escort you out of his house if you refuse to leave. You hit him first. Did you hire a lawyer?
No, I had a public defender.
One of the things that I have to comment on is you're not too swift. If you're dating this girl and she tells you she's pregnant and it turns out it could have been you or somebody else, I wouldn't have had a wind through my head and then had intimate relations with her again, unprotected. Do we understand each other?
Completely.
Ms. Titus, You have to learn that domestic violence is a very serious crime. Just because you're a woman doesn't mean that you have a right to hit somebody and not expect to be hit back. And you have no right to lie to the police, because it was a lie what you told the police that he pushed you in your stomach while you were pregnant. That's not what he did at all, because that's not what you told me happened. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
23-year-old Nick Foster is suing his ex-girlfriend's current boyfriend, 25-year-old Derek Green, for smashing his car windows with a pipe. Derek claims Nick tried to run him over.
Where's the girlfriend?
She didn't want to come. She couldn't make it because of work.
Didn't want to come sounds like a better answer.
Probably.
Mr. Foster, the defendant is your ex-girlfriend's current boyfriend?
At the time, yeah.
And according to your complaint, one evening, he was drunk and disorderly and damaged your car. Mr. Green says that he might have damaged your car, but that was because you tried to run him over. So why don't you tell me this story of intrigue?
Basically, my ex-girlfriend, who I've been together with on and off for 5 years now, she called me over about 4 o'clock in the morning.
Sure. Had you been sleeping when she called?
Trying to, no.
What were you doing?
I was getting home from a night out.
Was this a Saturday night?
It was a Thursday night.
So you were just coming in at 4 o'clock in the morning?
No, I was home probably about 2 o'clock, but she called me at 4 o'clock.
And you figured this is too good to pass up? I'm going over.
Yep.
Had you been drinking?
Earlier that night, yes.
And what happened when you got to her house?
I stayed over there for about hour and a half, and decided to leave.
Who does she live with?
She lives with her mother and her father.
How did she get you into the house?
The front door.
What happened when you left?
Her father was awake, so I decided to go out the back door. That's where I saw the defendant passed out in the backyard.
What were you doing in the backyard passed out, Mr. Green?
I was passed out there because my girlfriend had left with my buddy's girlfriend to go to the store to get cigarettes. I passed out. I wake up. He's chasing my girlfriend around.
You're getting ahead of yourself, sir. I'm asking the questions. Where were you earlier in the evening of the 8th of September?
We were at the bar drinking, me and Jacqueline.
Jackie's the girlfriend?
Yes.
How did you get to her house?
Her car.
Who drove?
I did.
You drove the car drunk?
Yes.
And when you got there, she told you couldn't come in?
No, I was outside smoking a cigarette. I was not allowed to smoke in the house.
And you just fell asleep?
Yes.
Passed out?
Mm-hmm.
You were awakened at about what time?
Around 4 o'clock in the morning.
And tell me what you sort of remember.
Sort of remember seeing him chasing my girlfriend around the back patio. He ran out the back door and through the back gate.
So he went out the back door?
Yeah, after he had went in the back
Just
door.
He went out. No, you didn't see him go in.
I seen him
No,
running,
no,
chasing
you
my
don't listen to me.
All right.
Mr. Green, let's get it together, sir.
All right, I'm getting it together.
You didn't see him go in, correct?
Yeah.
But you saw him come out.
Yes.
You don't know what time he went in.
I don't really know what went on, to tell you the
When
truth.
you were in the house with your ex-girlfriend and the father woke up, was he angry?
He was upstairs.
What caused your girlfriend to leave the house?
I decided that I needed to leave. So she said, go out the back door. We could hear him walking upstairs. Upon doing that, that's when I noticed that he was outside. I asked her, what is he doing here? Why are you calling me at 4 o'clock in the morning if he's here? So I guess he heard us talking outside, came downside and told us all to leave.
You mean the father?
Yes.
When he said he told you all to leave, what did he say to you?
He said, everyone leave.
That was nice. I would have probably phrased it differently. So what did you do, Mr. Green?
I left.
Well, how did you come in contact with Mr. Foster's car?
After I had walked up the street, he come following me up the street. Me and him got into a fight.
How did you get into a fight? Explain
He got
that.
out his car. He started running his mouth. Me and him got into a fight, started walking across the street. Then he got back into his car, come across the street, tried to run me over. I had to jump out of the way, and I threw a rock at his back window and busted his window out.
Why did you throw a rock at his back window?
It's an ongoing thing with him. It's, you know, he's been stalking us.
I'm asking you, what did the rock have to do with this altercation that you had?
He tried to run me over. He tried to kill me.
Go ahead, Mr. Foster.
What he said was correct to a point. Yes, we did get into hard to run my mouth because he kicked us out of my car. His friends came over and separated us.
Where were your friends? What are all these people doing at 5 o'clock in the morning?
He woke
They're
him
not
up.
my friends.
We woke him up arguing, and they were right across the street.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
I'm 25.
It's not even the youth of America. Yes, go ahead. So,
Well, when you stand in the middle of the street as I'm trying to leave, yes, I guess you could say I tried to hit him.
with your car.
Well, yeah, if I'm driving in the middle of the street, he's in the middle of the street, then yes, I guess you could say I tried to hit him.
Yeah, go ahead.
He came after me as I pulled over. He came with a pipe of some sort, smashed the side of my car in the driver's door, then the back door, then smashed out the back window.
Does that sound right, Mr. Green?
No.
Well, how did all the windows get broken on his car?
I don't know how all the windows got broken. I know I busted the back window out. I didn't bust any of the other windows out.
Can I see pictures of the car, please?
The other windows were not busted out. It's the side, or the top of my car, on the side of my car, that was damaged with a pipe.
What kind of car do you have?
Grand Prix.
Ooh, no, that's a pipe, Mr. Green. That's not a rock, sir. That's pipe. What kind of work do you do?
I'm a roofing supervisor.
A what?
Roofing supervisor.
If I were spend my days up on the top of a roof, I don't think I would get as sauced as you do, sir.
I take off when I want.
That's responsible.
I pick my days.
Can I see the estimates on your car, please? Either one of you treated at any hospital or by any doctor on the night of the 8th or the 9th of September?
No.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Treated by a doctor or a hospital?
No, it was not.
Okay, so we're not talking about any injuries to you. We're talking about two people who had been drinking a lot, right? Let me ask you a question. Did you have a fight with your ex-girlfriend that evening?
No.
Did you ask her whether or not she'd called him to come over?
Yes, I did.
And what did she say?
She said no.
But you see, that's a lie, because she let him in the house.
You know, when somebody stalks you so much, then you can only do so much.
Listen to me. If somebody's stalking, uncross your hands. Somebody's stalking you, you don't resolve his stalking by calling him at 4 o'clock in the morning to come over to the house. And you don't let him in the house, sir.
Yeah, well, he's coming to my house 2:30 in the morning.
I don't care about your house. I'm talking about the girlfriend's house, sir.
I'm not worried about that no more.
Oh. Listen, when you drink, you have to pay the piper. I don't think your girlfriend was honest with you, sir, with regard to what happened that evening. Maybe she was a little drunk, too, which is why she called Mr. Foster over. Certainly her father got fed up with all of you, told you all to leave. If he was afraid for his daughter's life, he would have taken her into the house and said, you guys get out of here because you're placing my entire family at risk. So I think that's something you really have to look into. And maybe if you had a clear head, Mr. Green, and weren't so infused with alcohol, you could look at the situation a little more clearly. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,941. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Joanne Smithson claims her husband's cousin, Doris Smithson, attacked her, slamming her face into the dashboard of a car. Doris claims Joe troublemaker.
Ms. Smithson, you and the defendant are related to each other through marriage. Is that right?
That's correct.
And it is your claim that the defendant assaulted you. You want her to be responsible for your medical bills and whatever pain and suffering you experienced as a result of an assault. You say that the plaintiff was disrespectful to your father-in-law?
To my father.
To your father. And that what ensued as a result of her being disrespectful was really no more than a scuffle and the plaintiff was not injured. That's
Correct.
your defense. You both live in the same town?
Yes, ma'am.
And what town is this?
Bethesda, Paytonsville.
Maryland?
Tennessee.
And how long have you been a Smithson?
27 years.
And you?
All my life. It's my maiden name.
Are there rich Smithsons and poor Smithsons?
Yes, ma'am.
That's what I gather from these papers.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you one of the rich Smithsons or
Yes,
one of the
ma'am.
poor Smithsons?
I'm one of the richer Smithsons.
And you?
The poor Smithsons.
No, I got it. But I gather that the rich Smithsons and the poor Smithsons don't get along too well. So I want you to tell me your first name.
Doris Darnell Smithson.
And your first name?
Joanne.
I'm going to ask if you would allow me to be a little less formal because, first of all, Smithson is a tongue twister. And second of all, I want to be able to differentiate between the two of you. So would you mind if I were a little less formal? Is that all right? All right, Doris, tell me what precipitated this problem I want you to explain to me.
Well, at the
what happened.
time, I really didn't know there was a problem. You know, there's always been harassment in the family ever since she's been in it, actually. But we've always got along with her because of my father's 92-year-old brother.
Okay. Now, your father's brother
Lives
is
with
her father-in-law.
Yes, ma'am. And it actually was me and her husband that actually had the argument.
Okay. Just tell me what precipitated the argument.
Okay,
There was a sale of property.
Yes,
An estate sale.
Estate sale.
And it was the estate sale of your father-in-law who was selling off personal property.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that so far right?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Well, you know, I go up there in good nature. We talk good. I talked with Joanne. I talked with Sam Jr. about stuff that they still had to sell. And I asked them if they had any more of Mamie's stuff, you know, my grandmother's. And they said no. Then they were talking about a lamp that my father wanted. I have no idea about this oil lamp she's talking about. And I said, well, what kind of oil lamp is it he's wanting? And maybe I can get him one. And then Sam Jr. starts coming out just cussing.
Sam Jr. is her husband?
Her husband.
Okay.
See, so this was really mine and Sam Jr.'s argument.
Okay. You and her husband got into an argument.
Me and her husband got in an argument.
Over this missing oil lamp.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Okay. So he starts just fussing and just really getting mad, and I'm just calm. I'm like, well, okay, that's fine. You know, you've always been the greedy one in the family, and he always has. He's always been different from all of us.
What day was this, Doris?
Our fight was April the 16th, so it was the Saturday before that. It was the 10th.
10th of April. That was a week before this altercation
Yes,
that you
ma'am.
had with Joanne.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
So I left, and when I get home, he had called and said that my father went to their sale and left his lounge chairs. Him and my mother left their lounge chairs there.
Did they purchase these chairs?
No, it was their chairs that they
gave
took
them
to sit in at the auction. So the next day, my father goes up there to get these chairs, and she clobbers him, just literally clobbers him.
Okay. Would you step up, please, sir? Your last name is?
Smithson.
Mr. Smithson, tell me what happened when you went to get your chairs.
When we didn't get the chair, it was on a Sunday. So I called Joanne and I asked, I said, we left 2 chairs up there. Did somebody get them or they're still out? She said, they're sitting out there in front of the barn. So I said, I'll be up there in the morning, which has been Monday morning. So I'll be up there around 9:30 or 10 to get them. She said, that'd be fine. So about 9:30, I went up there. I stopped right in front of the trailer at the parking place. And when I got out, my brother was sitting on the porch. And she come out, and that's when she started shaking her finger at me, cussing. And my brother got up.
What did she say to you?
She called me SBs, MF, you name it, she called it.
But she had locked his chairs up in her trunk and wasn't going to let him have them. Listen to me. You tell Darnell.
You listen to me. You weren't listening to me. Doris, you weren't there. And your father is doing just fine.
But finally, she come off my porch, and I said, Joanne, where my chair at? She said, well, you gonna listen to me first. I said, no, I didn't come up here to argue with you. I said, I come get my chairs. So finally, she got the chairs out of the car and rammed them up again and said, hey, these chairs. She said, let me tell you some others. We got the lamp, but the only way you get it be busted over your D head. And she said they're married, but Sam Jr. tell everybody they ain't married. So I don't know.
Well, that's not for me to figure out right now.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Smithson.
Thank you,
may
Your
have
Honor.
a seat. What did you yell at him about?
I did.
Joanne, yes, you did. You did. I know you did. You know I know you did? Because I can tell when people are telling me the truth, and he's told me the truth. What were you yelling at him about?
I didn't yell at him, Your Honor. He came up to the front porch. That's when I went outside. And then I said, I've got something I need to talk to you about. And I said, I don't want to hear any more about this oil lamp.
Did you put the chairs in the trunk of your car?
Yes, I did.
Why?
Because I was afraid that with these type of people we're dealing with, they could have said we stole them or anything.
Listen, do you understand what I mean when I say to you that I can tell when people are lying to me, Miss Smithson?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You can tell by their body English, you can tell by their hesitation, you can tell by their shifting, you can tell. I can tell. That's my job. I've been doing it for 35 years. So I can tell that you just made up a story. You were terribly disrespectful to him. There was no reason for you to put his chairs in the trunk of your car. Absolutely none. Now who are you?
Amber.
You're the one with the oil lamp.
No.
Where is the oil lamp?
Well, the oil lamp that they're talking about, I have no idea what oil lamp they're talking about.
Well, let's say any oil lamp, Amber. Let's start with any oil lamp, and I want you to be very clear on this, my dear.
Okay.
I can tell when your mother's lying, and I can tell when you're lying.
Well.
So let's get to this. Do you live at home?
No, I don't.
You live in your own place?
Yes, I do.
Do you have an oil lamp in your
No,
place?
I don't.
Any oil lamp?
No, I have no.
Have you ever seen an oil lamp in your mother and father's house?
I've seen several oil lamps.
How many?
10, 12, maybe.
Okay. Do you know of any ones that you've seen in your mother and father's home that belonged to your grandmother?
I wouldn't know if it belonged to her or not.
So what you're telling me is you know nothing about the oil lamp. All right. Now you can have a seat. You're very lucky. Where's his oil lamp?
This oil lamp does not exist.
Fine. Now, I've already made a decision that you behaved badly with Mr. Smithson. That does not excuse an assault if one took place. Doris, you have to understand that. So now, Joanne, I want you to tell me what happened on the 16th of April when you were getting some gas.
Okay. My husband and I went to a local market, Bethesda Market. I was sitting in my car, seatbelt on. My husband went inside to get us a cold drink because we was on our way to the flea market. Darnell comes behind my car and opens up the door.
The passenger door?
Yes. And I looked up, and it was Darnell. And after that, I don't remember the hit. There's several things I remember, some things I don't remember.
Do you have photographs of your injuries?
I have a diagram, photograph from the emergency room.
The answer is you do not have photographs.
No.
You have medical records.
Right.
Good, I'll see the medical records. Anybody have a police report?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
I'd like to see it, please.
I've got two. The day of the assault and also the revenge assault against me over the lamp that I was cleared of.
What?
The same day, she and her father took out a revenge warrant against me over a lamp.
I never heard of a revenge warrant.
Well, it is.
No,
Okay.
there's no such thing as a revenge warrant.
Then what is
They
it?
filed a complaint against you.
Okay. The same day that the assault happened.
Well, there is absolutely no issue as to whether you were assaulted or not. You were, in fact, assaulted.
Also, I was... Shh. Okay.
Mr. Smithson.
Yes, ma'am.
Step up here, sir. You filed a complaint with the police.
I did not.
Well, your daughter did. And the most important thing is that when the police officer questioned you, you told the police as follows, because this is in the police officer's own language. Mr. Smithson, that's you, said that when he returned home, that he told his daughter Darnell about Joanne's actions and abusive language and remarks that were directed towards him, that you told your daughter. According to Mr. Smithson, Darnell said that when next she saw Joanne, that she would whoop her. And from his testimony, she did. Did your daughter say that to you?
I didn't even see my daughter that day, Your Honor.
Listen to me. Whether it was that day or the next day, you told the police. You wouldn't have lied to the police, would you,
No,
Mr. Smithson?
I would not.
Either you told the police that she was going to whoop Joanne, or the police officer is lying. Which one do you think
I'm
it
not
is?
going to say the officer's lying, no.
Good. I'm
not.
glad you wouldn't say that,
I
Mr.
would not.
Smithson. Sit down now. Okay. Now I'm going to hear you, Doris, because you see.
Yes, ma'am.
I know when people are lying, like Joanne here.
Yes.
But I can read medical records, and I know she was assaulted.
But not $4,000 worth. I have one.
I want to
also
tell you
here.
something. Not $4,000 worth. How much do you think it's worth when somebody hits you in the face?
Well, I really never hit her.
Yes, you did.
All I did
dear.
was just, she come out of her car. Nobody seen me hit her.
I didn't ask whether
I was
anybody. I saw the
walking out
medical.
of there.
Listen to me. I saw the medical records. She was hit in the face.
Okay. I was also scratched right here.
Did she go to your car?
No, I live right across the store. I'm going to the store. They're already there. And she hollers at me first, "Hey, you." And I said, oh, Lord, here's Joanne. You know, she starts coming out of her car. I calmly just set her right back down in her seat.
That's worth $4,000, madam.
Well,
because what you're
be.
doing is fibbing to me. Doris, A, medical records don't lie. Diagrams of her injuries don't lie. Listen, pay careful attention. Because you were angry that your father was disrespected by Miss Big Mouth over here.
Well, if she was hurt.
I'm speaking.
Okay.
Without any just cause. Because I do have a feeling that she's a troublemaker. I believe that. Yeah. Because I think that probably a lot of things that were sold, things that might have had sentimental value to both brothers, should have been, before you sell them to strangers, you say, listen, would you like something of Mom's? Would you like something that's been in the family for a long time? That's what decent people do, Joanne. And if you didn't do that, and if your husband didn't do that, that means you're not decent people. Do you understand? However, that doesn't mean you can put your hands on her. So, the fact that she disrespected your father, and the fact that you did say to him, next time I see her, I'm going to whoop her, the fact that you did it is going to cost you $4,000. Judgment for the plaintiff, that's all.
Sembra solo.
proper development system. वो ऐसी नहीं होगी, वो जो बिल्डिंग होगी वो ऐसी होगी जिसकी आजकल डिमांड भी है। अगर आप सीधे जाने से आप अच्छी तो आपको जॉब मिल जाएगी, ये मैं गारंटी देता हूँ। ये चीज़ों की डिमांड है, ठीक है, जॉब हो जाते हैं, एक्सपर्ट्स लोग कम हैं, मिलते ही नहीं हैं। ये बड़ी डिमांडिंग आपकी स्किल है, इसको किसी में सीख स्किल आ गई, टेक्निकल लर्न आ गया, आप जो बनाओ पोर्टफोलियो में ऐड करो, ठीक है, गिटहब पे अपना कोड रखो, पोर्टफोलियो ऑनलाइन बना लो, ठीक है, सीवी में रखो, कहीं भी अप्लाई करोगे लाजमन आपको जॉब मिलेगी अगर आपने काम अच्छी तरह सीख लिया। तो इसमें हमेशा जो है ना डिग्री की देखी जाती है, आप